I'm at Grace Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address, and now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. They're fighting in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah.
You have your doors locked?
It's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay. Hello. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the live tonight. Hey, Adam. Hey, Louis. Hey. How are you guys?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. And hey, everyone that's going to come into chat. You know, it's Deb. It's December 16th. It's coming along for Christmas. Adam.
It is.
Do you put up a Christmas tree?
I do, but it's just a small one.
Just a little ickle-bickle one?
Yeah.
Mine's probably about 3 feet tall.
Right.
Same.
I have bigger ones. I just no one comes to my house, so
Yeah. Still really feeling underneath the weather, so I'm tired of being sick. Actually,
I know. I'm tired of you being sick too.
I'm tired of me being sick. It's rather tiring and it's rather draining, and all I want to do is sleep. And that's exactly what I did up until a couple of minutes before the live. So, I just tired of being, I don't like being sick at all. And, of course I caught it with my husband. My husband was sick, and then I caught it like after all those days that he was sick, and then I get it right when he's not sick at the end there.
And he's all better, right?
No, he still has a lingering cough. And I know that December especially is like one of those months that people really find that they're underneath the weather, or that they catch a flu, especially when, especially like after Christmas too, when everyone's running around doing stuff, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like relaxed time, and then their body catches up with them.
That's what usually happens to me.
Yeah. I was gonna say hello, Louis. Welcome. Louis. Good. Louis, do you have your Christmas tree up?
Yeah, everything is up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually start right after Thanksgiving.
Do you guys hey Mustang, hey Sharon Parker, hey Support with Stefa, and do you guys put lights out? Like, do you put lights outside?
Yeah.
I know. I haven't done that yet, where I've gone to, usually I drive around like with my husband and that, and go look at Christmas lights, because I just love looking at Christmas lights. They're just so pretty. And I used to hate LD. You guys remember when LED lights came out, and I used to hate them so much because they just didn't, exemplify to me that nice, colorful colors. They were very boring and bland to me. And so I always like the ones that had purple in them and the pinky colors and stuff, and just a multitude of the bright colors. They've gotten a lot better over the years, so now I can appreciate the LEDs a lot more. But for a long time, I hated when I seen LEDs on people's, because they were just very boring in comparison to the bright lights of the twinkle lights and stuff like that. So I was gonna say, is everybody ready for Christmas or getting there anyway? My favorite part of Christmas, which, what, let's ask that, you guys. What's your guys' before we get into the live, what's your guys' favorite part about Christmas, would you say? Like, what is that thing that sticks out in your memory? And that's for anybody in chat as well. What is your favorite memory, would you say, or when it comes to Christmas? Adam?
For me, it's always I love giving people gifts, and so for me, it's, even though it can be stressful and it's like anxiety inducing, I do love like getting people gifts, and like I like wrapping and doing all that. But it's honestly probably memories of like being a kid and like having like my cousins and my grandparents here, and just having all the people around that aren't here anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do have a baby niece, so that makes it more exciting again.
Kids always make it so much. They truly do make it so much better with kids, because they're just so innocent. What about you, Lewis?
Well, everyone does the family thing and the gifts and the lights and all that, but what stands out for me is when I first moved to Indiana, the employer that I worked for was great. It was a dealership. It was family run. And every Christmas, what he would do is he would rent out this big banquet hall and have a full catered meal. But he would spend probably $10,000 on gifts and wrap them all in little boxes. Some were nice, some were like gag gifts. And he would hand out 3 decks of playing cards to everybody that was there. So you'd get 3, 4, 5 cards from the deck. And, it was all the employees and their families. And then he would take a deck of cards and he'd call a card out. And when your card got called out, you'd go up and you could take a gift. Once the gifts ran out, if the cards were still there, you would then be able to steal a gift from somebody else. But you just don't find places that you work for anymore that do things like that.
Yeah.
And that just always sticks out, because he didn't have to do any of that. He put his own time and money into doing it for everyone that worked there. Picked a specific day of the week, rented out a hall. He went all in on it, and he treated all the employees like family, which you don't see that much. So that sticks out.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah. Hey, everyone that's coming into chat right now. Hi, Mike Crystal. Hi, Andrea.
Yeah.
Hi, Belinda. Streamlabs. Actually, let's talk about.
I should say really quick, happy belated birthday to Krista Cole. Her birthday was the day before.
Oh, hi, Krista. My birthday.
Or her birthday is the day before.
Oh, your birthday's the day before. Love, hate Christmas. Always get, Krista, my son, his birthday is January 4th. Okay. By that time, people are tired of Christmas and they don't even want to think about a birthday or anything like that. So he kind of falls in that same category too, that typically my son's birthday always got kind of forgotten about unless I reminded people in my family, like, don't forget about his birthday's on the 4th. We typically would celebrate his birthday with New Year's. Just because it was a nice combination, to be honest, and it was honestly great. It worked out perfect that way, but it would never fail that people are so wrapped up in Christmas or this or that it's like, oh, somebody's birthday's around this time. So anyone that kind of falls into that whole Christmas couple weeks there, and especially after, they just simply kind of forget because they're tired, they've been through New Year's and Christmas now, and it's like, so I feel you on that one. Oh, my niece, sorry, no, my sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law, her birthday is actually December 31st. So you want to talk about somebody that when they were younger, and it was New Year's, and it was her birthday, and the parents and us would go out because of obviously it's December 31st. And yeah, and until she was of age to actually come out with us at the time. Streamlabs is very talkative today.
Yeah, they are.
Let's talk about Streamlabs.
Streamlabs, what's your favorite part of Christmas?
Let's talk about Mr. Streamlabs. So for a few lives, I was like, I couldn't understand why Streamlabs was not working. And then the last live prior to it, I had set up the timers on Streamlab. And I'm thinking, okay, like, what the heck's wrong with Streamlabs? Why isn't Streamlabs working? I don't get it. I'm talking with Lewis yesterday. Lewis, I don't get it. My Streamlabs, there should be no reason for it. You put it in as a mod into your settings and it goes and it's in there. I don't understand it. And then, so Lewis, who always is sitting there, has my back really, and sitting there going, well, let me just pull it up and let me see what's going on. He's like, well, first, you turn it on or something like that. And I'm like, Lewis? Oh my God, Lewis? It wasn't on. Lewis, the button wasn't on. So my Streamlabs wasn't working simply because, you see, normally it's always running. So I never have to check it. And it didn't even dawn on me that the button had slid from off to, or to on to off. Because obviously maybe when they updated, it changed it. And so I'm like, it was really that simple. That was the reason why it wasn't working or whatever. So yeah. Thank you, Lewis, for that fix. Because, it's kind of like when people complain about their computers and then all you need to do is like reboot it. But the first thing you say to them, well, is it plugged in? And then you're like, oh, yeah, I guess I should have probably checked that first. That's kind of how I felt about that.
Who's the blonde here?
Yeah.
Now, you've got an excuse. You've been under the weather, so.
It's one of those things that it was such a simple fix, and yet it was giving me a headache. And I remember, Deb, I was at the other night, I was testing it, going, Streamlabs, why aren't you working? Hello, Regis. Actually, Lewis, did you email him back, Regis?
No, I put an email together. I'm just not done with all the links. He'll probably get that email tomorrow.
All right, Regis. Let's see. Tammy. Hi, Tammy. I've seen YouTubers have a plastic warp ball they pass around. You have to throw dice and get something certain before you get the ball. Meanwhile, something else is unrolling it. There's prizes. Tammy, are you referring to, though, is that on YouTube or Twitch? Because Twitch has all those type of games through OBS, which is the Stream Labs. I've never personally got it to work for here, but that's not to say it's not possible. But I know that Twitch, like meaning the Twitch users, can use the 8-ball and the different things, those different games. So unless it's with another program or something like that, I know that Twitch, you can roll the dice and use your, whatever you call it. And yeah, because I keep looking at all these games going, ooh, those look so much fun that they can do them. Okay.
Right.
All right. Anyways, so that's about it for that. Again, I don't know. Thanks for coming to the live. Why is there only like 45 people today?
I know. Where's everyone?
Yeah, is there another?
Maybe a lot of people are out doing stuff for Christmas or travel.
I mean, it is Christmas time and stuff like that. I don't know if anyone else is doing a live right now. Stuff, who knows on there. But I don't know. Sometimes, let's see. Oh, Sleuth is live right now on there. So, yeah, Sleuth is live. Oh, that's always nice. Um, anyways, Delphi and Idaho murders. But before we get started, I'm going to show you an article that Adam was showing us today about this little girl that was reported missing only today. And let's see here. Let's see. Let me just find it, guys. Do you just want to give the backstory of it a little bit, Adam?
Yeah. So this came across my someone sent it to me this morning. It's local. It's from a suburb up here in Charlotte, in a town named Cornelius, North Carolina. And it sounds, I don't know a ton about it because the news so far has been pretty scarce, but I would expect it to probably hit national news in the next day or two. But it's this little girl who's 11 years old. I would butcher her last name if I tried to pronounce it. But her first name is Madalena Kukarii, I think. But she has been missing since November 23rd, and she just got reported missing yesterday on the 15th of December. So the FBI has now joined the case. Local authorities started investigating it yesterday, and then today the FBI joined. But I'll read the article if you want me to, Sonny.
This is a photo of Madalena Kukarii.
Okay.
Police say she was last seen nearly a month ago, back on November 23rd at her home. They say they started investigating her disappearance. The FBI is helping the Cornelius Police Department search for an 11-year-old girl. This is a photo of Madalena Kukarii. Police say she was last seen nearly a month ago, back on November 23rd at her home. They say they started investigating her disappearance just yesterday when she was reported missing. If you know where Madalena is, please call the Cornelius Police Department.
Okay, so there's that. There we go. Okay. Does it have more in the article that you
The
have
only thing
there?
it really says is that the parents reported her missing to a school resource officer yesterday at Bailey Middle School in Cornelius. But that doesn't answer the question as what happened between November 23rd and yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, just complete speculation, but I would assume if she'd been missing from school that long, the school was probably actually reaching out to the parents. And so I found it odd when they said that they announced her missing to a school resource officer. And I bet that was because the school was probably asking the family where she was. And so they probably reported her missing to the school resource officer. And I think the school resource officer actually is the one that contacted the actual police department.
Yeah.
So it sounds fishy to me, but.
Well, absolutely. It's just, I mean, I want to hear more about that because it's just like, how does that much time go by? And, this child's only reported missing now, but yet it happened on the 23rd. Let's see. I found the live stream that y'all had with Robert Lindsay to be interesting because I didn't know those details about the crime scene. Yeah. So, I mean, that particular live is doing well. And so forever most people I think have seen it that are in here. And if you haven't, you can go back to the last live, and watch that one. I just, like I said, I've always found it interesting myself because I've always kind of geared myself towards the crime scene and connections and the BG on the bridge. Didn't really, especially at the start, didn't really invest too much time in the timeline of it all because it was so all over the map and stuff like that. Now that we have, now that we have the, what do we want to call it? The affidavit. The affidavit that gives us some more information and a little bit more insight and stuff like that. I mean, at the end of the day, there's, not much really going on with Delphi. Like there's, like I said, the gag order. I don't know. Like I said, it's with Robert Lindsay there. Like I said, it was a time that once the affidavit came out, that again, people like Robert Lindsay or myself or anybody other out channel, you can look back and reflect on things that you kind of were thinking was like the timeline or the just, I don't know, different elements of the case, to be honest with you. And there again, whether people like him or not makes no difference to me whatsoever. It's really anybody's choice whether or not they want to look at somebody's stuff. There's a lot of people that don't like YouTubers and yet still will go to them for information and watch them because they want to know the little tidbits about what's going on with the Delphi case. And I know for me, for the Highbrow blog, like I said, it was one of those things. I first read it, and I think somebody made a comment like, once you read it, you can't put it down. Yeah, like when you're reading it, you're wanting to read it all because you want to see like all what's being said. And there was a lot of stuff being said at the start, like from when I read it, and then as little updates came out, like I said, I would post them and talk about them here as well. And so there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be, that comes to fruition. That's right. Like I said, love or hate him, doesn't matter. To me, that's your choice, whether or not someone wanted to watch the live or not watch the live, or not like him or whatever. Everyone has the right to their opinion in this world and their thoughts. And, that's how I feel about that, to be honest. I'm me. I do me. And again, Lewis does Lewis, Adam does Adam. You guys do yourselves and stuff like that. And like I said, you're not going to agree with everybody in the world, and you can have your own personal thoughts, how you feel about them. And either you watch it or you don't, is my personal opinion on that. The news world revolves around, of course, you don't just give everybody the sugar-coated side and stuff like that. There's many elements, and sometimes people don't want to hear certain things. And, again, that's somebody's own prerogative. I just, like I said, there's his particular blog has a lot more truths than a lot of those channels that are out there. So, like I said, that's what I look for, Abby and Libby. That's always what this was about, Abby and Libby, regardless. And that's how I feel about that. Go ahead, Lewis. How did you feel about the live, Adam? Just like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I just wish it didn't unwind so fast, because I know there were things that you wanted to ask him and get his insight on from what he's heard and actually compare Delphi stuff. But it sort of went sideways quickly, and then I think it was best that he chose to get off and went his way, and we went our way and left it for what it was. But the blogs are still up there, and there is information in there if people want to read them.
Yep.
I think people need to look at any information on the Delphi case separately from the source's personal information. That way they're not missing out on things. But it was a shame that it went south so fast, because I know there were questions other people probably had in chat too.
Yeah. And what about you, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a dumpster fire, to be honest. But I felt like, we gave him every opportunity to kind of scale back some of the things he was saying, and he just didn't do himself any favors. And I know for myself, I knew I had a few questions for him that I did want to ask, and I felt like it kind of just got to a point where I couldn't not ask them. And so I apologize for anyone that didn't get other questions answered before that happened. But I think his integrity stood. I think we saw his character. And whether or not that should be relevant can be argued either way.
Mm-hmm. I me and Adam had this conversation earlier today. I really just wanted it to be about Delphi. Yes, it went sideways, and it is what it is. It was kind of a twofold to me. It was supposed to be about Delphi. And there's a lot of people that had some very vocal opinions about him and stuff like that. I will say this though, is that when you're in somebody's live in the chat, it's okay to have opinions and stuff like that. It absolutely is. But you still need to keep it on a respect level for an individual. Like I said, everyone has the rights to their own thoughts and ideas and stuff like that. But when a guest comes in and stuff, I would never go into somebody else's live and keep consistently making posts and posts and posts in the chat, going on and on and on and on and on about it. Again, either people do not have to watch the live. Or they can stay and watch. If someone does not like this person, then nobody is forcing anyone ever to come and watch it. But, so I do respect opinions, but there's a difference between respecting opinions on people, and then there's a difference between constantly attacking someone, especially when people are attacking that don't even know him at all, but they're just following the path of the conversation without even really knowing who this person is. And, so I personally don't even know anything about him past Delphi. All I ever cared about was Delphi. Again, whatever his thoughts are and other things, like I said, I didn't read it. I'm not going to sit here and judge him on stuff that I don't know about whatsoever. I was judging him based upon Delphi, because that's really all I cared about with Delphi. So again, you're not going to have everyone you like. And, the thing is that, again, you're going to have people that don't like certain people as they come along, and other ones that do. But, at the end of the day, we're not here to, again, sit there and sugarcoat everything. He is very controversial. It didn't matter to me that he's controversial or whatever. What mattered to me about what was the info about Delphi and how we could, see from back then to now, where things were right, and maybe things that I saw or somebody else saw that, that never heard of even Robert Lindsay, because there's a lot of people that haven't heard of Robert Lindsay. And there's a lot of people that judge him, for whatever his reasons. Like I said, I don't read past the Delphi stuff. So call me oblivious to that, but don't really care. I'm not there to sit there and worry about all these other writings of his. I was just there to focus on the Delphi. I really don't go to too many channels as it is that way, but the blog, and it was just because I knew that there was some truth to the blog and in a sense of what was going on. So I found it always very interesting as time has propelled, as to where we are now, what new updates there were. And there was some definitely interesting updates in the affidavit for sure. I know that the affidavit as it comes across is weak and stuff like that, but I would like to think that they have their ducks in a row for a change, to be honest with you, and that they have some real solid evidence about Richard Allen. And, as weak as it seems, that's the whole point. They're only supposed to put out there, enough so that they can get the probable cause. So that just goes without saying, to be honest. Yeah. Lewis,
Just an update for that other case you mentioned. They announced a little while ago the FBI is now involved in the investigation.
Oh, yeah. That was in the article that we talked about.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah.
say that again?
He was saying the FBI involved in that little missing girl in Cornelius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was announced earlier today. It was in that article. Something I did see, we didn't talk about it, but something I did see that was interesting today, I thought was, and I don't know any further details on it, but for anyone that's been following that case in France with a missing college student, so apparently he's been found alive in Spain.
Oh, yes. You're talking about that boy that needs a good smack on his butt.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of the details, but I did hear he was found alive.
Yeah. You, like me either, I didn't hear any of the details either, and I wanted to talk about that case because there's this, I can't think of his name now, this boy. His parents...
Kenneth or Kenny?
Yeah, Kenny. I should know that because my brother's name is Kenny. Kenny. But anyways, yeah. And yeah, so that he just did a disappearing act is what's probably the reason for it. When someone just maybe decides that they're gonna and then go, oh, you know what, I'm not gonna do this disappearing act. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know the actual answer yet, but it feels like someone that goes, yeah, I think I'm gonna disappear from life for a bit. Oh, you know what, that's too hard to try to disappear from life. I need my family again.
Wanted to come home before Christmas, probably.
Yeah, like, and there's 69 people in chat right now, by the way. You guys know how much I like that. But anyways, yeah. So, like, I mean, I had a feeling like this boy was alive because of the fact that he talked to his parents last, I think on the 27th or something like that. And then he was seen a few days later near, can't remember if it was a train station at the store or whatever it was, coming out of a store. And I'm like, dude, you're playing games with your family, aren't you? And you're like, because I had a feeling he was alive because, like, all of a sudden you're talking to your parents and you're still alive because you're spotted on camera like days later, and yet you haven't contacted your parents. Dude, you're trying to hide somewhere. You're trying to disappear or something, Yeah, Kenny DeLand Jr. on that.
Yes.
So like I said, regardless, don't ever do that to your parents, people. Come on.
Yeah, and if he did have some sort of psychological issue, I know that could be a part of it, but still.
Yeah, I mean, this time of year that does happen too. And he was a college student, you said?
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes the pressure of school and then holidays build up and they just have a little bit of a mental breakdown. And sometimes they don't even realize where they are. I mean, that's the sad part of a situation like that. But, so he made it from France into Spain.
Right. And that's all I really know. He called his dad.
Yeah, that's all I actually know too. That's all that the thing kind of said at the moment.
So he just contacted his parents?
Yeah, I think his dad was on an interview and his phone rang.
Yeah, his dad was on an interview with CNN and then basically hung up because, obviously his son or whatever contacted him. And hi, I mean, and you're right. Like, I know this, the holidays for a lot of people is not a pleasant thing out there. And that's, unfortunate, but it's true. And, actually, well, you know what? I want to say this now that it's coming to me quickly. Veronica had sent me some gifts, and one of them was this beautiful necklace, and she sent me that zodiac thing, this beautiful necklace with a little lipstick on it. Veronica's from England, and her husband Derek was needing dialysis, and Veronica's husband of many, 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 many years. He passed away on one of the hard days for me as well, which is December 7th. So I wanted to say to Veronica that if you happen to see this live, I'm so sorry about your husband's passing. I know he said that he wants you to go on and to, be happy still and all that. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for the kind gifts, and so sorry about your husband, and many prayers and blessings to you as you struggle through this hard time, especially at Christmas time. So I just wanted to say that because, when somebody's been married for a long time, like they knew each other since they were in school days, and, like 50 plus years marriage and whatever. And it's like, you just, your heart just breaks because it's like that was their best friend, and it happened to my husband's friends that lived in England, kitty quarter to them, and John was a police officer, a retired police officer in England there, and whenever I see Lorraine's posts, I feel so sad and bad because they were married for like God, I can't even remember now, like, was it 60 something years? And anyways, he was coming down the stairs and he fell, and that hit his head. And, so when you know that you've lost your best friend in life, it's just the heart. It feels so, bad regardless, so it's hard for me to talk about because all I can picture is just the love and the best friend feeling, and that best friend is now gone, and then they have to keep living their lives, and with such a great loss like that. So So thank you. Support with Steffa and everyone that's prayers for Veronica on that. Yes, absolutely. And by the way, support with Steffa. Yesterday, I was talking to Lewis on Messenger during that time he was helping me with the bot, and support with Steph is there, and she's just like, "Say, Sonny, you want to go live? I got some questions. Want to go live? Nope." No, my twin sister, she was in the hospital yesterday, and she has a trip planned for Vegas on Wednesday. But she's in the hospital. Apparently, the one doctor told her that she had shingles, and my sister's like, "Shingles? What?" There's like no symptoms that I have that are showing shingles. But so she goes back. The ambulance comes and gets her, and she has a 6 millimeter kidney stone, and I heard that those are really, really painful. But anyways, and so then Steph was like, I said, "Well, why don't you just ask Lewis? Just playing." Just ask Lewis, because just ask us channel. And I said, yeah. And then Lewis is like, yeah, just ask Lewis and not Sonny. so anyways, then Steph was like, Sonny, can you make me a thumbnail? Yeah. Okay. So anyways, Lewis and Steph went live last night. I literally was talking to my sister. I put my iPad down, to listen to you guys. I was asleep, you guys, with it. Not even 3 minutes.
That's okay. The first hour was on. It wasn't live.
Oh,
Oh my Lord.
Is that what happened? Oh, Steffa. Right, Deb. I don't know. But yeah. So was that what happened? I didn't know that. So if you do want to go over to Steffa's channel and catch that live with Lewis and Steffa, then
that's funny.
Yeah, absolutely. That is funny. Anyways, Adam and Lewis, can you guys give me a second? I just have to be right back. If you guys can just take over for me, that
you can have 5 seconds.
Can I have 5 seconds? Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no more though.
Okay.
Wow.
What are you went off to do?
I don't know. Steffa says, do we have to talk about last night? Well, yes, Steffa, we do. So, Lewis, what happened? What is Steffa embarrassed about?
Nothing. I was... First, she did the live, but the thumbnail didn't stick. So there was no thumbnail in the background. So she couldn't fix it while we were on. So she went off and we redid a new one. So then she had to relaunch a live, but in the process, the other live was still showing. So she didn't realize that the new one wasn't active. So we're on there and we're talking, and she's trying to figure out why nobody's coming in, because we were, her daughter was in the first one, and Sonny was in the first one. And after about 45 minutes, it's like, oh, I didn't click on. So just a goofy mistake at 2:00 in the morning, expected.
Oh wow, 2:00 in the morning. Wow.
Well, it was supposed to be like an hour before that, but then Sonny had to make a thumbnail, and then that took a little bit, and then we did the first live with no thumbnail for like 20 minutes, and then shut that off, and then the beginning of the second one was like 45 minutes of not being live. So she was a trooper, because she was like ready for bed. She's like, I will jump on for about a half hour, and then I'm going to bed. And hour and a half later, she's so exhausted just trying to stay up. I felt bad. But the things these days with communication, I can't see on my end that it's not live. I'm not thinking to look for the little live bar in the corner, because I'm not sure if she has that.
Yeah,
she's trying to do it on her, I think she was on her laptop, but yeah. So late night, struggling, starting 2 lives, mistakes happen. But
wow. Yeah, Deb dropped her link. If everyone could go and subscribe to Deb's channel, that would be good. I'll put it on the screen there. Miss Dog Lover said, hello, all 3 a.m. here. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Miss Dog Lover, you need to go get some sleep. Julie, I'm glad you got the book. It should have been there. It should have been there sooner. That's been a while now.
Oh, did Julie got her book?
Yeah, everyone's got. Yeah, Sloopy got hers as well.
Hey, Sloop. Sloop, there she is. You know what? Welcome, Sloop. You know what? We don't see Sloop as often as we love to. So it's nice to see you. Hey, Frank, how are you? But anyways, kisses to all those regulars in here, Miss Dog Lover and everyone. Again, hope you guys are all doing well for Christmas. And again, Frank, sorry about your losses that you had recently as well with your mother there, beautiful lady. I've seen a few of the pictures that you've shared of her and stuff like that. So just wanted to wish you biggest hugs as well. Yeah, and Deb put up her channel there. And if you guys haven't subscribed, you know, Deb's going to kick ass with some shorts, I think is what's going to happen here, right, Deb? This is Deb's channel. She has 93 subscribers, and she's there's her short. It's called "Is That a White Hyundai?" That's a really great short. If you haven't, oops, I guess we came off the screen when I did that. So, hi Elizabeth, how are you? There we go. So yeah, so go check out Deb's channel there. Deb, of course, just drop your link as you want throughout the night. Same with you, support with stuff up, as well as you, Mr. Aspen Connor. And Lewis, if you want to drop Lewis, you're modded in here, right?
No.
You're not?
But I can't get into chat on the phone anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, I put out my first short too.
Yeah, you know what? Adam put out his first short as well.
And no one watched it. I was like, well, never doing that again.
Well, it really depends on the algorithm. And
I know.
And if it hits that short reel, and it might not hit it now, but it might hit it later. And it's kind of like Deb's hit like just like that, right? And I've had a couple that do that myself, but sometimes it just grabs it, you know, throws it on that shelf right away, and then, you know, it goes across people's, you know, like I said, the YouTube shorts and stuff like that. So yeah, actually both of them were really great. You know, I wanted to actually show you something else.
Definitely said Lewis has not earned his mod rights.
Lewis hasn't earned his mod rights. Let's see here. Is this the one?
Thank you, whistleblower. That's a strong statement, but thank you.
What'd you say? She
said Aspen is my hero.
Oh, Aspen is that. That feels like it was a typo. I feel like that was
a typo. Zero. She meant to say zero. Adam is my zero.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah. Adam's a zero and I'm your hero. That was more, I think, what you meant. I could be wrong, but I probably could be right.
Oh, wait, Callie said me too.
Callie. Okay, Callie. All right, I see how this live is gonna go. Hey, Adam. You know what? Let's just change it to It's a Criming Shame, and it's just the Adam show, you guys, right now. All right, you guys love Adam. Is this what this is all about, you traitors? Callie, I don't know. All of you, all of us rock. Yeah, I don't know. Callie, I knew that would get her. Oh, yeah. Well, no presents for you. Not like I was sending you one anyway, because you were sending me one. I wasn't sending you one, remember? Let's see. Sunny, do you have a winter scene painting you did? Would love to see it. If not, it's an idea. I do. You know, I'm going to play this clip, and I'll go see if I can find it quickly. And so I'm going to play this clip with Ikmal here with regards, of course, to that con artist, that scammer, that manipulative liar called Joseph Morris. Okay, so I'm going to play that, and we'll be right.
That's clever.
Sunny, you are my sunshine, my new sunshine. Adam is the bomb. Oh, Adam is the bomb. Yeah, the bomb. Okay, we'll be right back in a few minutes.
Permission, and I just want to say thank you to Ashley Banfield and News Nation for having me on, as well as Michelle, that was just super kind talking to me and connecting me. And check out my sponsor, dataseal.io, a service that I use and trust to protect myself and family. Your information is being sold by data brokers all the time. It's easy for anybody to look up your information using people search websites. They can find your home address, date of birth, email address, phone number. Dataseal.io is the data removal and monitoring service I trust to remove my information from the internet. Click the link below and use the code 5OFFALL to save 5% off your Dataseal subscription. After clicking the link, don't forget to try out the free scan and find out what these online data brokers have on you.
If you don't think the Idaho murders are a big deal online, consider on TikTok alone that videos with Idaho murders hashtag have more than 416 million views. And that is more than there are people in the United States. We have reported at length about the cyber detectives and the true crime buffs who pore over every detail and photo looking for clues that the real investigators might miss. But the internet is a big, scary place, and there are bad actors out there too. Case in point, a YouTuber named Joseph Morris may be one of them. This week, Morris is being accused of posting a fake video. In it, a neighbor of the murdered students is said to have made an audio recording of the murders as they were happening. Take a listen. That is really alarming stuff, if it's real. But something is fishy, and the cyber sleuth community thought so too. And as soon as they started asking questions about that video, poof, Joseph Morris deleted the video. But not before more than 270,000 of his YouTube subscribers had seen it. One man decided to call Morris out. He is a fellow YouTuber named Melvin Cedeno. He's known online as Iked Mel. And have a look at how he says he debunked the screen video.
I have multiple things to show you why this was fabricated. Like, we have the original source of the audio, and I don't know what kind of audio, like what modification he made to the audio. There's multiple things you could have done. You can add reverb. You can do all kinds of things to make audio sound like it's outside, though I think maybe he just held the audio at a distance and made it sound like it was outside, and he just breathed over it.
Cedeno says that Morris took the audio from another YouTuber, added the breathing sounds, and then manipulated the result to make it seem like it came from a distance. Cedeno also accuses Joseph Morris of fabricating the online news story that accompanied the screen video to make the narrative that much more believable. And this isn't the first time that Joseph Morris has been accused of meddling in a high-profile murder case. Back in September of last year, at the height of the Gabby Petito mystery, Joseph Morris claimed that Brian Laundrie was seen accidentally going live on an Instagram while out on a boat somewhere.
There are allegations that Brian appeared on Instagram Live accidentally for 2 to 3 seconds, and viewers saw water as if he were on a boat.
Were there really allegations, Joseph? Because we all know that Brian Laundrie was nowhere near a boat. He was rotting, dead in the Florida swamp, right next to his home. And now Joseph Morris's critics are claiming that Morris was called out on a Zoom meeting for posting such damaging and false reports.
I love that. I love that. Well, of course you love it, but I'm just saying it's like, even though you know it's fake, it's like you still watch it. And you're like, this is so wrong. Like,
really funny, hilarious. So if Joseph Morris lied and faked that Idaho post, should he and anyone else who does that kind of crap face consequences? Or is it free speech? Or is it interfering in a police investigation? Coming up, the man who debunked Joseph Morris's screen video, Melvin Cedeno, next.
Okay, so like I said, just despicable. Despicable. Yeah, what's your guys' quick thoughts on that? Like I said, I thought he's getting his just desserts by being called out nationally for doing something like that. Like,
well, internationally.
Yeah, internationally.
Yeah.
And it's like he thinks this is a joke or something,
Yeah.
Like that's the thing of it. You can see that he's just so obnoxiously arrogant, and that to literally use, like I said, the deaths of the Idaho or even Gabby Potatoes to gain, to further himself is, it just shows you who he is as a person and what he stands for. And it's just absolutely, just honestly disgusting. It's one thing if you put out news that you actually think is truth, and and it turns out that it's okay, it's not. So hey, a correction to that. But when you literally have done it yourself, and then you try to make it even seem like, oh, I guess I should have checked my sources better. Dude, you were the source of exactly who did this. You yourself created that, and then you make light of it. And you're a Canadian.
Oh, he named his dog Gabby.
Yeah, it's just how low in life people will stoop to to gain something off of somebody's demise. And that's what I call karma, and that's what I call reap what you sow. You've earned the right to get flushed down the toilet, and and again, like, how do you even watch somebody after that? Like, honestly, how do you even begin to watch somebody after that? Because now you don't even believe what they say is true. And yeah, he's a bit of greeno. No, there's a whole lot of I don't even know. I would wish is worse. Green. I don't know. Greeno falls in that same slime category right there again. But like, for me, it's like, how do you watch somebody after you know that they're purposely manipulating you as viewers to get you to try to believe in this stuff, and yet people are believing it because you're believing that they're putting out some information that could possibly be true, and yet they manipulated that information themselves. Yeah. So yeah, we absolutely need to keep it in the light, because people like that need to be called out. And that's why I was so glad when I seen that Ashley Banfield had Ickmail on, and called him, like I said, called him right out on international TV. And yeah, and so I keep hoping that his subscribers drop, and he should just be ashamed. And I hope that his family members and anyone else, his friends that see it, realize to this depths that somebody will stoop all in the sake of their own pocketbook, because that's all it's about. That's all it's about. It means that he doesn't really give a crap about really what's going on. He's just there for the sake of doing it. No, thank you, Miss Dog Lover.
Thank you, Miss Dog Lover.
Yeah. So do you guys feel like he should be charged, something like that? Do you guys feel like there should be charges against, considering, like there's all these internet things, crimes and different things that go on? What's your feeling, both Adam and Lewis?
You can go, Adam.
Well, first I'll say, yeah, I agree with someone that said in the chat earlier, Streamlabs is being a little.
There you go, Mr.
Streamlabs was like, wait, you're going to say my name? Cue the music.
£4.49, thank you. He doesn't care. He should be charged with faking evidence. What a horrible individual.
Absolutely. You hear that, Joseph Morris? You're a horrible individual. Yes.
So yeah, I would say Streamlabs is being a stage 5 clinger tonight. But Joe Johnson, yes, but here's the difference. There is such a thing as freedom of speech. And that is, important to remember. I think everyone here supports freedom of speech. I mean, we're on a public platform, so I wouldn't want my opinion to be held against me, criminally, especially. But I think the difference in this lies is the fact that he took actions to manipulate. So it wasn't freedom of speech. I mean, he literally manipulated and fabricated, presented something as actual evidence in a criminal investigation that he made up. That to me, it does go against the law.
Not freedom of speech. That's not freedom of speech at all. That's freedom to manipulate and literally to deceive and lie.
He broke the law.
Yeah, he broke the law. That's not freedom of speech whatsoever. Again, so unless it's fraud, exactly what it is. It's deception. It's literally you're literally interfering with an investigation on that part to literally create an audio and then to manipulate an article, to literally use the HTML from it and literally edit it and twist it and act like he's using the that neighbor or whatever as so huge difference there. Freedom of speech is one thing.
And on top of it, it was he took something that was a legitimate claim, not that was the audio, but that a neighbor is saying they might have heard a scream, and it totally muddied the waters on that because now it's associated with the Joseph Morris thing. And so what could be what could be credible information the police needs is soiled because it's tied up with this Joseph Morris thing. So it's important to keep those things separate.
Yeah. I'm going to disagree with you on that one, Joe. I don't think it's entertainment aspect like the National Enquirer. This gentleman went well out of his way to literally fake the audio. I don't deem it the same way as the National Enquirer myself. But each to their own, right? I mean, you have your opinions, we have ours, and stuff like that. And to me, it doesn't matter. Despicable. Human being, regardless, for anyone to use the platform, their own platform, to further themselves for money purposes, all in the sake of doing that for greed and using a platform to literally use the deaths and murders of and use that to the benefit. Doesn't matter about the grieving families, doesn't matter about anything. Whatever he wanted to do to manipulate, to better him, to make more viewers, more subscribers, is just a despicable human being that I hope he burns down below, to be honest with you. Something like that. I have absolutely no respect for whatsoever, to sit there and use the sadness and grief of others to benefit yourself. He took a woman's domestic violence scream. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah. Right. I like what Lynn said about the throat punch.
He presented this too early into the investigation for me to believe it would be construed as just entertainment purposes, and I don't think he had anything in the beginning of his broadcast that said that this was for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah,
he construed it as being part of the investigation, and interfering with the investigation, at least in my mind, comes into play with that.
Yeah,
but if you think back in history, all of the upheaval over War of the Worlds, when that was released, and in the beginning of that there was still a disclaimer saying that this was fiction, but people tuned in late and missed that, and everybody went crazy and thought the world was coming to an end, and we were being attacked. But he purposely put this out without any disclaimer, so without having anything in the front, you have all these people that are new on this case because it did just happen, it's fresh in their minds. Something's released as being a possibility, and then he puts out actual, at least what he says is actual evidence. I can't see how he doesn't lose the platform over that. That's something I think should happen.
Yeah. And honestly, Joe, again, I'm going to disagree with you. I knew exactly that this was going to be said. And so when I seen it come up, there's a difference between the speculation of a BG, and there's a difference between that and sitting there talking about a BG and the person. And there's a difference between that and literally making up. Like, at no point have I ever made up anything about Delphi, true crime, the BG. Have I made it up? Did I ever intentionally try to manipulate you and use audio to pretend that this was from Libby's video and stuff like that? Huge difference. So when somebody tries to compare apples to oranges, that one is an apples to oranges to me, because people aren't sitting there trying to sit there and go, here, let me just recreate. Well, don't get me wrong. Actually, there's some, channels that, probably have crossed that boundary on there, but I'm talking in general for all the BGs out there. You can't really compare apples to apples. And when this isn't apples to apples on this one, this is someone that distinctly went out of their way to manipulate, to change things, to make things that fake an audio and fake it the storyline. Huge difference there. That's how I see it.
And I just can't help but think of, like I said, those families might have listened to that, and one of them could have thought, Oh, that could have been that might have been my daughter.
Yeah.
I just, you know what, the karma, like I said, I always look at things as if it happened to me on stuff like that. And that's why I keep saying, even with like the BG and stuff like that, my own lesson learned and stuff like that when it comes to, calling people out or something like that, like I said, for me, regardless, I've taken many lessons away, whether it's from the YouTube and learning things along the way, so that it makes me a better person of what I should be doing. And, what maybe, like I said, true crime is all new to me, really. I've literally looked at 2 cases, and the Idaho ones is truly going into more of a third one in a sense, besides the ones that wrap around the Delphi, which is the, like the Flora and Nicole Bowen and stuff, Ray Hanish ones and stuff like that. Yeah. But again, I'm wise enough and smart enough to at least learn from my experiences and stuff like that. And I will never try to manipulate anyone. That's not how I roll. That's not how I do things. Forgive me, I'm typing on my phone. I'm not sure what you said before that, Joe.
Oh, he said he was not talking about us. He said he was talking about YouTubers in general. And
well, that's what I mean. It's still apples to apples. Like, there's a difference between when you're purposely trying to con people. Like, it's one thing to have your thoughts and ideas and theories, about people. Like I said, before I even came into the whole Delphi thing, there was like whackload of lists and stuff like that. Now, I'm not sure if you can see this or not. Oh, shoot.
It's real difficult. It keeps going out, in and out.
Oh, yeah. I guess you could kind of see it, I guess.
Can you turn your green screen off for a minute?
Well, it's not my really loud green screen that's doing it. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's the green screen.
Hold on a second. Give me a sec. Let me see if I can do this. 1 second.
While she's doing that, I mean, Crystal says it seems that YouTube doesn't care to remove anyone unless it's a copyright violation. Yeah. And, it would have been one thing if he had been removed, because I know a lot of people speculated the other night that he had been removed. But apparently he had just taken his channel down or privatized it temporarily, because he clearly doesn't have any remorse over the situation, because he's back up. I don't know what his subscriber numbers are now. I don't know what they were to begin with, because I'd never heard of him, to be honest, until this information came out. I'd heard about like the Gabby Petito thing, but I didn't know that was him. I knew that that whole like Instagram Live thing had been kind of a scam, but I didn't know who had created it. But I wasn't on YouTube then.
I'm sure somebody's got screenshots of where he was before and after, subscriber wise, and they'll be out there at some point. But I think people should have enough moral attitude to go in there and remove themselves from his channel, at least for the fact that he's proved that he can't be trusted with anything he puts out. I mean, that's
right. Like I said, it wasn't his first offense.
Yeah, I mean, credibility at this point should be null and void. I mean, that's.
Yeah. So I turned off the green screen. So can you see this now?
Yes, that's beautiful.
Is it a Christmas train?
Yeah.
On there. Anyways, that's the only one I could find. I have some other ones, but this was the Christmas train type of one that I wanted to do. That one actually took forever, to be honest with you. Yeah. But another one that's really simple, you guys, one of my favorites, and I think you guys have seen this before, is something like this. Like, literally would take me 20 minutes to do.
Really?
Yeah. So that's, if a lot of people might have seen this one. You know what? Maybe one day down the road, I'll take you guys through a tutorial on how to do it. It's rather simple to do something like that. Even the person that says that they can't paint can do that painting. It's just as simple. It's really just a couple colors, really, in there. But to create that look is not very hard whatsoever.
Maybe I'll get because I can't paint at all. Maybe I'll get a canvas and you can try to walk me through it. We'll see how easy it really is.
Yeah, I have some really beautiful paintings that I'm very proud of that I couldn't find right now because they're probably they're in a box. I know that they're in a box somewhere because I remember. Anyways, decluttering the apartment and putting them all in a box. So those ones I just kind of found in a thing. But honestly, I personally, you guys, I can do. I'm very creative. One of my favorite things to do is to paint. I'm no Picasso or nothing like that, but I find it very therapeutic and very relaxing. And typically what happens is this: I'll go watch a tutorial, and tutorials are great for learning how to use your brush strokes and different things, and create trees and blah 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 mountains and stuff. I get very bored fast of watching tutorials, so I'll kind of watch the gist of it and then I'll just put my own spin on it, because I just need to know the gist. And once I got that, then I just start embellishing it to how I want to do it. But anyways, like something like that one with the lady walking in the rain. Honestly, somebody else could do it. Honestly, it's really not that hard. If I literally showed you how to do that, you would realize how simple those are. Not the train one. Don't get me wrong. The train one's not easy. But the scenery ones that sometimes, I've done ones with the log cabins and stuff like that. Can you paint a dog from a picture?
Like, can you look at a picture and paint the dog if the dog's in the picture?
Okay, I don't. If you're talking about so I don't do humans, and I don't do like realistic ones like that. So how do I answer that? So I'm gonna say no, not really. Like I can take a dog and make it look like the dog that you're talking about. But if you're talking about to make it look like it's a life portrait painting like that, like some people have that ability to do with oil paintings. I don't use oil paintings. I use acrylics, first of all. So yes, in a sense, you can create the dog, but not like as if you're looking at a photo or something like that. I don't do that type of painting. I like to do like trees and water and scenery and mountains and snow and log cabins and ones like that, or the Grinch that stole Christmas and different things like that. Anyways, yeah, I let me put it this way. I like to paint because I like to paint. I don't like to paint because I feel it's a job. The minute it becomes a job is the minute it bores me, to be honest with you.
That's everything, right?
Pardon?
That's everything, right?
Yeah. When I do things where very organically. So if somebody said to me like, hey, can you paint me a picture of this and stuff like that? I don't like doing stuff like that. I just like to paint because I paint. I paint what I want to paint, because the minute
So
I feel
no commissioned work.
No commissioned work. Yeah. If somebody liked the painting and said I want to buy that painting, but I don't like doing things when I feel like I'm forced to have a timeline or a set of ideas. I don't like that type of pressure on myself. Only because I've learned over the years type of thing. So I just, like I said, when I paint, I paint what I want, when I want, how I want, because I want type of thing. Yeah. I don't do it as a career, as anything like that. I just paint because it's therapeutic and healing and fun. And acrylic pouring fluid type art. Yeah, it doesn't interest me, to be honest with you. Yeah, no, I like to do. I just really like sceneries, more or less the snow, the cabins, stuff like that. I like. Yeah, I don't know. I like to do pretend like I'm making little cities, because those are easy to do. Christmas villages and stuff like that. Yeah, but anyway, so moving on. Bear back again. Going to change my screen back. But anyways, thank you guys for all the nice comments that you did say.
Yeah, everyone seems very impressed.
Painting is really. I mean, it's really. It is difficult to a point. But, yeah, but why?
I think it's difficult.
It like that one, like I said, it's like to create this one here, right? I mean, the hardest part about this one is the person in red. The rest of it's just really simple, like all you're doing is gonna use all you're doing is using gray and black, and then you're trying to create what looks like it's raining out there, but it actually is rather simple. Like I said, I might in the future maybe hold a few classes where I'll show you guys how to do some paintings, because ones that aren't hard, ones that you think that might take a while, like that one, that really isn't hard to do whatsoever.
Maybe we could get your husband to stand in the background and we could all try to sketch him.
Right. we'll have a nude art class thing, eh? Yeah.
Maybe he could be getting up off the bed.
Right.
That better be happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Ross.
Paint
Yeah.
from memory.
Yeah.
Bob Ross, that guy's cool. I've watched some of his stuff.
Well, he was on the show the other night, wasn't he, with white hair?
Right, I know. You know what, Adam? I get out of my brain because I was just thinking the same thing myself. I literally went through my head with that one too. You know. Anyways, I'll be right back. Let me go change my screen back.
Seen a few.
Yeah. Hey, Wanda from Missouri. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Yeah, I like JD. I agree. That one has a mood. I like that one. Yeah, Julie says your simple isn't my simple. Haha. Yeah, I agree.
That's what separates everybody from themselves. What some people find very easy to do and is fun, and other people go a different path. And she just does very well with her paintings. So auction's off screen. Are we going to set the auction up? Let's do the auction for the train painting next.
Do you want to hear? Do you want
Lisa doesn't want to spread rumors, but she says.
Do you want to hear something actually about that train painting? So, I have a hard time painting and departing from my paintings because some of them take hours to do. Like I know it might seem like nothing, but yeah, sometimes some of them take like hours, and that train one took many hours to do actually, because it's a lot more precise. And so, anyways, I took all my paintings and I put them up online on the Facebook thing and whatever. And this one person says, you know what, I want to get the train one for my father. He loves trains. And so I'm like, oh, okay, that's one of the ones that took the longest, but okay, and you never get what you want. I think it was for $50 or something like that, or $75. No, I think it was 75. And I was like, oh God, the amount of hours you put into it, $75 is nothing. So I was like, okay, because she's talking about her dad and whatever. So she said she was gonna meet up and whatever, and then because she really wanted this, for her dad. So okay, set time, whatever. Oh, guess who didn't show? Okay, so right, so I actually gave that person a second chance, and I said, I really, I don't like it when people waste my time and they say they're going to do something and they want something. And she's like, I'm so sorry. Okay, fine. I'm going to give you a second chance. Same thing happened. And I said, lady, I don't care how much your dad likes trains. You are not getting this painting anymore. Okay. She was apologizing again. No, do it to me once, shame on you. Do it to me twice, shame on me. And so I was like, okay, gotta keep my train picture. But I was just, I even what I cannot, and this is why I was very harsh too with Robert Lindsay and stuff. I don't have the time of day for patience of people's negligence or lack of responsibility when it comes to keeping a promise or saying that you're going to do something. My time is of value as well. When people waste my time and like on lives and stuff like that, when you have to make me stress out that I have to be worried that you're not going to show up for the live, or you're going to wait till the last second to do something, or you're not going to show up, and then when you show up you say that, oh, I slept in and stuff like that. Again, not my problem. That's a you problem, not a me problem. If you can't show up and be responsible, first impressions mean everything to me. And the first impressions are always lasting. So if somebody comes in here, listens to me and says, hey, you know what, Sonny, I can't stand your voice. I'm like, I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. Have a good day. See you later. Don't really care. So, hey, if I don't want to listen to, that's a Crime and Shame channel because Sonny's voice, I can't stand listening to it. that's your right, and don't really care, and have a good day. But like I said, so I'm not here to waste my time on people that that want to bash the channel, because this isn't about Sunny's voice. It's, if you don't like listening to it, then like I said, don't watch this channel. And if you do, then watch the channel. But when it comes to like I said, respect, and it comes to keeping your word, and doing what you say you're going to do, or at least giving someone proper knowledge that you're not going to be able to make it or be there or whatever. So yeah, I'm very much judgmental, like I was with Robert Lindsay the other day, because you said you were going to be here. I'm not there to babysit you and hold your hand. You make us look like we're idiots, in a sense, even though I know it's not our fault, that we can't help it if somebody decides that they're going to fall asleep and not make it, or they're not going to be it's rude, and it's inconsiderate, and it's disrespectful. Raising your hand, that's
right. I've done that.
Well, you know what? There's a difference though between somebody that has a trend, and you make a little bleep here and there. That's acceptable, right? Nobody's perfect. But when this is your first time and you're saying you're going to come out alive, and at the end of the day, and I don't even know who this person is, or if they're, keep a person of their word or not, and stuff like that, regardless of who they are. Again, it's no different. Like I said, when I would get ready for a date or something like that after the divorce, about a year after I started dating, and if you message me, I don't give a shit if you're in the oil field or not, dude. If you made me get all ready to go out tonight, which for a female, right, could take, when you're trying to look your best, an hour to 2 hours, and stuff like that. And then you get a call saying, hey, can we set it for tomorrow? No, have a cup of, go away, get the hell out of my life, and not going to happen. And thank you, because you just left that first impression with me. So I have a right to feel like that, because I just don't like people wasting my time. So like that chick with her dad, I mean, you wanted that train so bad. Like I said, you wanted it so bad that you couldn't keep your word twice. Like I said, you're lucky. She was lucky I gave her a second chance, and it was just only because of her father. But now, at the end of the day, I got to keep my train picture, and there you go. So
that train left the station.
That train left the station, exactly. I just, it's always been a big pet peeve of mine. That's one of my biggest things, And if you're a friend, you better be a good friend, or get the heck out of my life too. Because if you're a false friend and whatever, I don't want you in my life. I have a high standard when it comes to things like that, because I just,
Carol,
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I would say Carol asked in the chat, do people make New Year's resolutions? It's a good question. Lewis, Sunny, do you make New Year's resolutions?
Nope, I don't make any promises I can't keep.
I never make New Year's resolutions. I might set an intention for myself, but it's really not specific to the year. It's just an excuse to kind of look at, a direction I want to go in, but I don't set resolutions.
Yeah, I
think some people need that resolution set so that they can follow through with what they want to do or not do. But if it's something that you want to change in your life, just start now. Hold yourself to it. You don't need New Year's to make that resolution.
Yeah.
Make that resolution internally and hold yourself to that ground.
Well, we don't have really anything to change, do we?
No, we're perfect, right, guys? No, but yeah, I never make one, because I don't like to embarrass myself. I'm not that person that likes to go, hey, guess what? I'm going to quit smoking. And then, for New Year's, and then like within the next day, I'm puffing away and stuff like that. I mean, I quit smoking over a year ago. I vape now instead. I actually quite enjoy it more than smoking, to be honest, because it doesn't stink up the house, and my husband doesn't bug my husband, and I can sit there and I can literally, in a theater, I can sit there and go, and nobody's none the wiser for it. But anyways, I don't like to embarrass myself and make promises that I can't keep, so I'd rather not say it. And if I do it, I do it. But I don't need to go, hey, everyone, I need your guys's, I need to say it to you guys. So it means that I will force myself to do it. That's why people do it a lot too. They say it verbally with the intention of it happening. But, we all know that most of us fail at keeping those New Year's resolutions.
Lisa said, Carol, I haven't done mine from last year yet. Well, Lisa, you've got 14 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For 15 days.
No. You know what? I guess we're going to be coming into 2023, this whole 2022, and I don't know. Everything seems like a blur since the C days, to be honest, the last couple of years.
For everybody in chat, no, I'm sorry to interrupt. I didn't hear you speaking first, but for everyone in chat that has kids, on It's a Crime and Shame's Facebook page, I shared from our Facebook page a kind of a neat thing that they can do at home to decorate with just cups to make ornaments. And it's kind of a neat thing. If you remember Shrinky Dinks when you were kids,
yeah,
it's a inexpensive version of larger Shrinky Dinks that you design yourself. All you need are markers and plastic cups and an oven.
Oh yes, I remember those things.
Yeah,
absolutely. I love crafts, and Alexa's going to be on our Just Ask Lewis and Sunny channel next week. She should be on. She loves crafts as well. So next week it will be like right close to getting to Christmas and stuff like that there, and all I want to talk about a lot of crafts next week and different things, and we'll
that'll be fun.
Yeah, there's just so much. The internet it's a tool that houses so many of different things that you can learn. Like I said, like whether it's to paint or whether it's to create just something like that you don't even think about. That's what I love the internet for. Is back in the day you could never do this. You could just never go on the internet and Google a recipe, and you couldn't do all these things that you could do. You couldn't interact. I remember the first time I was on, I think it was the Gaming Zone, or I think it was, and I could play backgammon, and I could play crib, and I could play all these different games with people and stuff like that. That's the bonus part that I've always loved about it with that. But yeah, what?
Carol said, "Oh, I'm a bit slow. I've been hearing the C word and wondering. The light bulb just went off."
Oh,
Carol, where was your mind at? It was in the gutter.
Yeah. And you guys, and as well too, if you guys ever want to buy us a coffee, well, call it a coffee, call it a drinking.
Streamlabs has only reminded you 19 times tonight.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got so tired of always hitting exclamation mark this, exclamation mark, whatever. And I'm like, and it's not that I didn't look at the timers before, because I did, but then I was like watching a YouTube video. I'm like, oh, it's underneath the timer button is where I do that. Because I was like, why is Cloud Nightbot, doing this? And I'm like, I'm going to switch over to Nightbot. And I'm like, oh, but that's timers too. It's the same thing. So I went back over to Streamlabs. I was like, oh yeah, there's the timer thing and stuff like that. So anyways, I have it kind of like something set for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and 7 minutes or something like that. I can't remember. Something like that. And if you guys aren't talking, then Streamlabs is going to talk for you guys. I know, Joe, I don't take any offense to, honestly, you have your opinion. We have ours as well. I don't take it as you trying to offend anybody and stuff like that. Yeah, like I said, if everyone saw that the sky was blue, what a boring world this would be. So everyone has the right to their opinions like that. And so I don't take it as being offensive whatsoever. I take it as one of those things. When I love debates, like, I do love debates. I think debates are very healthy. It allows you to have different people's opinions and thoughts about different things, whether it's the Delphi case or other things and stuff like that. And I literally walk away from it going, great live. I only take offense when somebody's literally slamming me, when somebody's trying to be outright ignorant, to the channel, stuff like that. So that's a whole different ball of wax. So don't ever take me as getting upset or anything like that. You guys know I'm vocal about when I speak and stuff like that, and my voice comes off, a little bit more, I'll call it abrasive or whatever. It's not, it's just because, you're like, no, I totally disagree, but I'm not one of those little soft little petals that go,
you're not delicate. You're not a delicate wallflower.
You guys would have to know my family. My grandma, oh, my grandma would freaking argue about everything. You know, my mom, feisty thing. If she was in a store and somebody butted in front of her, she'd be like, "Excuse me, I was here first. Would you mind, waiting your turn?" Like so I grew up around that stuff, and in a sense, my twin sister has a way more vocal voice than I do. No, that's not true. Okay, her voice is it's louder. I'm more the feisty one. I'm the one that's like, no, 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 that's wrong. You can't just do that. That's like with Joseph Morris. No, 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 dude, you're not going to get away with this crap. You sat there and used somebody's death to your advantage, and I'm going to call you out because that's just disgusting and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
But in my family, yeah, like if you want your voice to be heard, mine was usually the lowest in the family. I'd always be the twin. So I'm the youngest out of 8 of us. Okay, so Timmy, Randy, Billy, and Ricky are half brothers that my dad had previously to meeting my mom, and then there's me, my brother, or sorry, Paula, then Kenny, our brother, and then me and Tanya, and so I'm the youngest out of the 8 siblings, and by 10 minutes, and so all my life I've always had to fight for a voice. Hello, hey, yeah, I don't really care about you guys getting mom's attention, but I am here too. Hello, just a little bit. So I was always that one that always had to be like, can you guys just listen? Can you guys quit telling me what to do? Can you guys quit speaking for me? Can you guys quit telling me how I should wear my hair or do my makeup or do this or do that? I'm smarter than all of you guys in my family. Well, not all of them, but a good chunk of them. And I'm just like, I'm the more balanced one. And, just because I was more real, I was just always more real about things. I didn't try to pretend to be something I wasn't. And I hated it when my twin sister would fake everyone out and everyone fell for it. So that's why I take such offense a little bit when people are little wolves in sheep's clothing. And it's just like, no, 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 no. I've seen this stuff all my life, and I'm calling you out because I know exactly who you are, because I can't stand fakes. I just can't. It drives me absolutely, like mental, really, when it's just I'm hearing somebody talk, and I'm, especially my twin sister, and I'm like, oh, you got them all fooled, don't you? Don't you? Just like my ex-husband, you got them all fooled, don't you? You actually got them thinking that you actually clean the house when you don't do nothing and stuff like that. So over the years and being abused and stuff like that, you tend to not put up with people's crap anymore. And I don't. And I like that about myself, that I don't anymore, to be honest with you.
Right.
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah. Carol, thank you for asking, because I didn't know what a shrinky dink was either. But once someone described what it was, I knew what it was. I just didn't know the term. Yeah. But I wasn't gonna ask. So thank you for asking, Carol.
Yeah.
Sunny, is your family a boy band?
Is it what, a boy band? Who said that?
Who just said?
Yes. Well, yes and no. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. Oh, that's cool in the gang. I know those, yeah. But no, my dad knew how to play the guitar and play it well. He could play pool and do it well, and he could tell you anything about toys and do it well. He could tell you about Barbie dolls, and he could tell you about any type of toy and tell you its value. We used to have, like I said, 2 toy stores when we were younger, but in our family, yes, we are a bunch of creative people, a bunch of musicians as well. My one brother, Timmy Randy, still plays in a band and stuff like that. Paula, she can play the guitar, and just we're a very creative, multi-talented family for a lot of things like that, for sure. So yeah.
Carol said, "Are you the Marie Osmond?"
Right, the Marie Osmond. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't got the vocals of Marie Osmond.
I want to be the Donny Osmond.
The Donny Osmond. Yeah, no. I loved Donny and Marie growing up, Those were actually the 2 favorite songs for the Donny and Marie show all the time growing up. And it's kind of like Sonny and Cher as well. Those are just classics from back in the day. And you guys all know it. Anyone's from that era, right? Carol, you guys all know those. Remember those big, those big stereo systems that you lifted up the lid and inside of it was your, records and stuff like that. You put down the little bar and, you got the speaker, those big things, those massive things that usually most houses have. To this day, honestly, I miss those things. I like things like that.
You mean like the big floor sets, like the wood ones? Yeah.
Anyways, I mean, we're all over the map here with different things tonight, aren't we?
Yeah.
Watches this is like watching a mishmash of of different.
That's okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, what else did you guys want to talk about? Because there is I did want to talk about that white Elantra.
Yeah. And I know we were asked a question in the chat, and
Sure.
I seen the FP had asked it. It was his previous one.
Sorry, I just gotta blow my nose for a second. 1 second.
Oh, you're fine. Has this chat discussed the frat theory Moscow 4 that surfaced on 4chan? You know what? I was talking about this the other day with someone, and now I'm struggling to remember what the theory was. I know you said it's a little bit more complicated than that, but I'm drawing a complete blank right now. Other than it was theorized that it was part of the Sigma Chi, right? That could have done this. Oh, I'm on my own. I just realized that.
I don't know of this theory that you speak about, actually.
FP says someone who was also pledging in a problem with E, and later extended to X and M and K was the only one not a target in this particular theory. OK was the only one not a target. Huh. Okay. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Maybe we can pull it up.
And Kelly, we did talk about Delphi. That there's nothing really to talk about Delphi. There's no news.
I was on Reddit.
Is there anything that Lewis? Is there anything new and exciting about Delphi?
Well, with that gag order, there's nothing really that's going to be new other than just other people's theories and hypothesis. And
yeah. Kelly, more importantly than Delphi, did you put my Christmas gift in the mail yet that you said that you had a hard time going to the post?
I will say really quickly, I got a Christmas gift in the mail today. Thank you very much, Sloopy.
Oh, really? Sloop, huh?
The only reason she had my address is because I sent her the book. And then and it's funny because I got a notification like 2 days ago that I had a package, and I was like, funny, I don't think I ordered anything, so I didn't go down and get it. And then I got another notification today, and I went down and got it, and then I opened it, and I was like, what is this? And I read the card, and then I opened Messenger to thank her, and I think she saw that I had gotten it like 2 days ago, but I never picked it up. So she was like, you have a package.
So what was in the package?
So it was a box of internet. It was like snacks and candy from around the world. Like 21 full-size snack things. So thank you very much.
Sloop?
Sorry, I called you out there on that, Sloopy.
Sloop?
The only reason she had is because she had my address from sending her the book.
Okay, anyone besides Sloop?
You got a necklace or that?
Your money goes a lot farther when you buy Sunny something, by the way. It does, because I'm Canadian, so your money's worth more. Just so you know, so you don't have to spend as much on me as you do Adam. No, Streamlabs is just fine, Carol. You leave my Streamlabs alone, Carol.
They're all blocking Streamlabs.
Streamlabs is just fine. Buy me a coffee, Carol. Okay. I even made myself laugh there. Okay.
I'll look for that frat boy theory if you want to do the stuff with the white Elantra.
Yeah, well, my thing is this, and I was saying the same thing, and I seen it on Court TV, and then talking about it. Yeah, so they are looking for this white Elantra, right? Mm-hmm. So you would think by now that someone would have said, yeah, my friend has a white Elantra, or that if someone knew, because this is, across by now, that they would have, hey, yeah, I was the one in that vehicle that was driving at 3:45 in the morning, that somebody would have come forward or told of someone that knew that they were in Moscow or something and like that. So I believe personally that the white Elantra is going to be involved. And you would think by now that, again, that all these people, somebody would have said, hey, you know what? It's no different than the BG, right? But the point is the BG said, hey, I was there. And I'm sorry that we overlooked you for 5.5 years. But yeah, you're right, Richard Allen. You did say you were there. You actually let us know that. And yeah, we're sorry that we forgot all about that. Sorry, it's been like 5.5 years. But it's kind of like this Elantra thing. It's like, yeah, like, come on. Like, if you know that you were there. Sunny, Aussie dollar might buy the cup, no coffee. Actually, your Aussie dollar is better than our dollar too. So yeah, no worries there. It will buy the cup, it will buy the cream and the sugar that I don't need because I'm diabetic. But yeah, and it will buy the coffee as well, actually, because your dollar is actually more superior than ours too. Yeah, just saying. But anyways,
I'm wondering if it's a rental car, because that's a very common car for rental agencies. So
yeah, I know they said they narrowed it down to 22,000 white Elantras.
Yeah, 22,000. Yeah. But people could use the, like I said, if the, knowing that this is across the news, that somebody would have seen it,
Yeah, Kelly. So I saw that today. I did not watch it yet, though. But I was really, really interested in that. And I, again, an example of, sometimes, you can interview someone that you don't agree with on anything about anything they have to say, but the content of what they might have to say could be important. So I was really interested to watch this, and I'm going to probably tonight before I go to bed.
To be honest with you, I like Ken Maines. Don't get me wrong; he'll never answer your email back if you're asking him to come do a show. But I really like Ken Maines. I like his bluntness. I actually lately, because he's been putting out a plethora of videos, and so yeah, you know what? It's so funny because I like how he kind of talks. He's like, you know what? I got some news people asking me to do stuff, but yeah, I didn't feel like it. He just goes to the.
Douglas, where are you going to bed? Like 40 minutes ago, Miss Douglas said she was going to bed.
Oh, she always says that. We don't believe that.
Yeah, that's commonplace. It takes 3 hours to get ready for bed with a live on.
Yeah.
Kelly, he posted. I know he posted it yesterday. I just saw it today.
Yeah, Miss Dog Lover. He's so good. Yeah, Miss Dog Lover's like that person that cried wolf now. Yeah, I'm going to bed. Yeah, I don't believe you. Yeah, it's like when CD sometimes says, I'm leaving or whatever. I'm gonna, oh yeah, okay, I believe you. Then you see him pop up and start talking again, and it happens with a few people. You guys just can't put us down, can you? You just have to keep listening to us and stay. Can't sleep. Well, right? So, are you saying though that I'm not one of those voices that put you to sleep?
I thought before.
Because I can go to sleep to many of channels out there, no problem. Just like I did with Support with Stuff and whatever. I was like,
whatever.
Whatever.
I think it put her to sleep too, so
yeah.
She can't get offended.
Thank you guys for actually making me happy and smiley, because I am so tired of being sick, and my tongue and my throat has been really sore, and my glands and stuffiness, and and it's like this is taking away from me lying in bed sitting there going, oh, I feel like crap. Stuff like that. So I like that it's a mishmash show tonight, to be honest with you.
Right.
You know, there's not a lot going on with Delphi, and I don't like to personally, and Adam's the same way. And, you know, sometimes we just don't like to talk about stuff when there's really nothing to talk about. I mean, we could regurgitate the information, and I'm sure we will bring up some more stuff. One thing I thought was interesting is, oh, guess what? I'm not going to tell you. I'll wait for it to go on another video. Psych. Anyways,
I've got a question for everybody in chat. If you guys want to chime in too.
Sure.
What's everybody's holiday favorite drink? What drink do you guys think of with this holiday season?
That's a Delphi question, by the way, just so you know.
It is. Yeah. It's a Delphi question because if you were in Delphi this Christmas, what would you be drinking?
Yeah.
Ammonious hydro.
Hydroxide.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Do you have a favorite one, Penny?
Mine is eggnog and yes, eggnog and rum and eggnog. Yeah, that's my favorite. Oh, Callie, Joni, you hear me?
Mine would probably be I think it's called wassail.
Yeah.
And it's like a red wine, cinnamon sticks, spice rum, and you put it like in a crock pot, and then you just heat it up. There might be another thing or two in it, but yeah, that would probably anything warm, like
a hot toddy.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second, Elizabeth. Of course, share. What do you want to share? That's exciting news for you.
Exactly. Miss Dog Lover. Irish coffee is good.
Bailey's is so good too. Oh, Streamlabs. What have you got to say, Carol? Let's see what Streamlabs has to say. Yes,
Sloopy, what's a peppermint patty?
Oh, peppermint patty.
Well, yeah, I don't know what I don't know what the drink peppermint patty is though.
Good too.
Deb, we're trying to talk about Christmas drinks.
I was going to say, Deb, what's up with that? Deb's favorite drink is, Adam, could you talk about Ali looking at the apartment with the blue light? Is that the blue light special?
I'll name a drink that now.
Yeah.
It rolls right off the order. Well, Lewis, what's your favorite Christmas drink?
Well, not favorite, but this time of year, I like hot apple cider upside down. And that means that you put cinnamon and whipped cream in the cup first. Then you pour the hot apple cider and you mix it up, and it comes out like a nice, creamy, hot winter drink.
Ooh. Make me one, Lewis.
Yeah, because you don't drink alcohol.
Starbucks spoiled me years ago, and now I like to just make it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Elizabeth's news, you guys, is my niece is going to have a baby in June.
Oh my God, Elizabeth, that'll make you a great aunt.
Yeah.
if you wanted to feel old.
Yeah. So congratulations to your niece. Children, such precious gifts. They're just such precious.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No.
That sounds good, Sleepy.
Oh, hot chocolate with peppermint schnapps. Yeah. Peppermint patty. Yeah. Aspen blue light special drink. Yeah. So do you want to answer, Deb?
Yeah. To be honest, Deb, I don't really have an answer for you. I mean, the reason I put that out in a short is because it's pretty much the only information I have from it. I had gotten, probably 3 weeks ago, somebody sent me that picture of the police spraying something in the blue light, and they asked, and their question to me was, because it zoomed in so much, they said, "Do you know where on campus this is? Because I'm really curious where this picture came from." And so I had sent it to CD. Who in turn showed it to someone else that we've talked to. He and I have talked to, and they were able to find the exact spot, and then took the other picture that I put in the short, showing that it was at the apartment complex, and then giving the scope of exactly where it was at the apartment complex. So thank you very much to the person that sent me that. But that's really the only information I have about it. I don't know the context. I just know that it was taken in the first week. I don't know if it was luminol. What's in the picture is exactly what I know, and that is just that they were shining a flashlight or a blue light down on something that it looks like they have a spray bottle in their hand, and they were looking at something at the apartment complex next door to the house in Idaho. I really just, once I found that that it was the apartment complex and I matched it up exactly where in the picture it is, I figured I'd put the information out there, and then because I don't have an answer, so. But I found it really interesting because I was like, well, why were they? Because there's been no mention of the police even looking at the apartment complex next door.
Yeah. I mean, that would be interesting. It's close enough to where somebody could go from the apartment complex there and then back and blend it.
And that picture could have been nothing, but I'm like, well, then what were they spraying? What were they spraying? Why'd they have a blue light?
Yeah.
That to me would make me think luminol.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, first of all, I was just changing the timers a little bit on some of them, so that Streamlabs wasn't annoying Carol so much. But anyway, did you guys see Gray Hughes' video where he had done the 3D of the?
He's done a couple of them now. Is this the one from the Killers? Killer's perspective, possibly, that he put out today?
Yeah, like the one where he has the house and he has the roof off and he has the little video of the guy. Good job. Actually, I watched it all. Great. Just so you know, so good job on that.
I did not watch it, but I didn't. Yeah. I saw it. It popped up on my feed, but I did not see it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I just thought it was. I'm a visual person, so to see something like that made in a more visual manner, where you can see exactly the layout like that, and have the animation going and stuff like that, I thought it was really good. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. Yeah.
And then I don't know if anyone else has mentioned or has saw that. I guess there's now some speculation that there's people have come. I saw it on the Interview Room with Chris McDonough, and I know he had found a white vehicle. It was a news broadcast from the day after the murders, and he had found a white car coming down that street that's like way off in the background behind the house. And you can see it come through, and all you can really tell is that it's a white four-door sedan.
Yeah.
But he was showing it in response to, I guess he was on Nancy Grace, and they were talking about if the killer potentially could have returned to the crime scene after, because that's common. And then now the vehicle has been spotted on 2 different news things, just when people have been out there doing news footage. And then there was a picture Deb put in her short of what looked like the white Elantra across the street from the murder house as well. I shouldn't say murder house, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So Deb said it's interesting because of the picture of the white Hyundai Elantra across the street from the murder scene. Because there was a picture of a white. You guys seen that picture?
Yeah, she did the short about it.
It's
from that Barstool video that came out that Joseph Morris I actually saw came out.
I did listen to the music more than I did look at the picture, but
the music was good. The music was good. The music in mine was good too. I wish it wasn't copyrighted.
Yeah,
because I would have played it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's her because it, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but in Deb's short there, isn't there, like, it looks like the person's on the roof or something?
Yeah, it's taken from the rooftop. In the picture, you can see they've scanned the video. There's a video on Twitter, is where I saw it, and they're just shotgunning beers on the roof, and that looks like the boyfriend's house, actually, the Jack D house. But they're shotgunning beers, and you can see as they scan the phone or camera, there's like a white car parked across the street from the.
Yeah. Let's see here. I don't know. So, like, Can I ask you guys in chat, like when it comes to the Idaho ones, and if you're not familiar with the case, are most people familiar with the case that are watching right now? Just hit a 1 if you are. Because it is a international case, obviously. It's, right across the internet, especially for the true crime soothing people that weren't doing it, including ourselves and stuff like that. You can't help but find that it's a very interesting case.
Yeah.
It's a very sad case.
Right.
And I do keep up to date on it. I watch a lot of coverage on it all the time.
It's hard not to.
Yeah, it's hard not to, especially, Delphi is, doing its thing. Okay, so most of you are. So I'm curious, do you guys have any of your own speculation or opinions about, who you think, first of all, was the target? And do you believe so? And do you believe that that there was one killer or there was two people? And do you believe that and you guys can just answer throughout the chat here. And do you believe that the person is from the Moscow area or somewhere close by? I'm curious about that. Or, Adam and Lewis, Adam, if you had to theorize or just speculate on
day by day,
who do you think was the target, Adam, and why? What would be the motive?
If you'd asked me a week ago, I would have said Kaylee. I think it was Kaylee, and the motive was probably, whether warranted or not, some sort of feelings of rejection, or I think the crime says everything more about the killer than it does the victims. I think it was probably, but I don't know. I'm kind of more on the fence now as far as, like, I think it was definitely probably one of the females. I mean, because, the killer didn't absolutely know that Ethan would have been there that night. So, I would still say probably Kaylee, but maybe more than just her. And then again, if you'd asked me a week ago if I thought the killer was local, I would have said yes.
Right.
I'm not sure now.
Right.
Because I think if this white Elantra is tied to the killer, which I look at the wording and everything law enforcement used when they talk about it, and I think they were very careful in the way they worded all that. So I think they're probably, I don't think they would be looking for the car on the Canadian-U.S. border if they just thought it was a witness. But I think if someone was local that owned that car, they would have found them right off the bat. Because there aren't that many white Elantras in Moscow, Idaho.
Right. Yeah. Lewis, again, I know you're not as up to date with the Idaho, but are you a little bit more up to date with it now? And
yeah, a little bit.
Sweet. Okay, so what would your thoughts be about it? Like, again,
I've been torn between two ideas because there's been two other cases, and not the same people because they've obviously been caught, but where you've had people that just decided they wanted to stab somebody, went up to a house, opened the door, and went in and killed multiple people. There was a lady just in southern Indiana that was convicted of that this year from 2 years ago. So it makes me think this could just be a random thing. But what makes me not think that is if this car, like Adam said, it's been reported as being looked at on the border, and they've already stated that they feel that they were targeted. I would think that maybe they know that it was somebody from out of the country that was communicating with them, and maybe that car is hard to find because it is a common rental car, and they rented the car, came over the border, came here, and there are sick people out there. You reject them online because they're far away, and you don't expect them to just show up at your door. But it's hard to get inside their head because there's not enough info. So with the info given, you have to sort of rely on law enforcement's theory that it was targeted. And you have to follow the fact that the only thing they've released is a car and a direction of travel, not in the area. So with those three things, I would lean towards targeted and not from the U.S.
Right. I did see today that they did confirm the surveillance footage from that gas station that the police came and got. That was at 3:45 a.m. where you see a white what looks like an Elantra go by. They did confirm that that was heading west, which would have been in the direction of the house.
Okay.
Which, you know, could put the timeline, if that was,
Yeah.
you know, the killer, that, you know, to me puts the timeline a little bit later than, you know, originally thought, but that doesn't surprise me. Because, I mean, if the last text that those girls sent, or phone call those girls made, it was at 2:52 a.m., it would have been very quick for that to have happened at, say, 3 a.m.
Adam, I'm not sure if you guys did, but I seen it. Did you guys watch the video of the vape store guy that he was talking about how the girls would come in there? Yeah, and he was talking about how, you know, Kaylee and whatever, and, you know, like it seemed to be a common thing with her, people that, you know, he made it seem like that, you know, stalking her in a sense, and you know how there's a lot of crazies out there and stuff like that. But what did you guys think about that, the vape video? I'm not sure if you've seen it, Louis, or not, but
no, that one I've not seen.
Yeah, I'm not going to play it because it's from News Nation, and News Nation always will show a copyright strike.
I didn't watch it, but I know it was Brian Enton. He was interviewing him, and the guy said, from what my understanding is, the guy said as soon as 3 weeks before the murder, he said Kaylee was talking to him about, you know, the stalker still, and then, you know, that it would be after, like, she would leave bars at night, that, you know, they would change their habits. They were walking pairs.
Where's
You know,
CD?
so, oh, hey, CD.
Hey, buddy.
I did think one thing I thought was interesting was, like, of course, it's the vape store that's like, we would have gladly handed over our surveillance footage, but we taped over it after a week. Like potheads.
I know. But, you know, that's the thing, is that even at the hotel, when I ran the hotel, you know, and yeah, and even as the resident managers, simple as that. A week is usually the length, and then it starts going over those ones. You know, you got basically a week's time. So I feel it really sucks that most people that had a lot of, thank goodness for the gas station there that has that one of the white vehicle going by or whatever, but there would have been more had you would have, I don't know. I just would have thought that they would have been asking for tapes and stuff right away from, you know, to anyone to look at their tapes, and, you know, before, because, you know, we all know that 7 days is usually the longevity before they recycle over again. And, you know,
it was one of my very first thoughts was that, you know, people need to get the word out, just so people don't even cycle over their, you know, you know, if they're home security cameras, you know, if they're on, you know, a loop like that. I know a lot of them now are cloud-based, but
I guess it just seems in my head like that's one of the things that you would do. So, you know, one of the first things out of their mouths would be like, you know, if anyone can look through their footage that they have off cameras, you know, around this time of, you know, you know, and that way, you know, people can look through their stuff, like, meaning, you know what I mean? Instead of going, oh, so now this white Elantra comes into it, but most people's tapes are now, you know, gone over now because nobody knew that they were supposed to, you know, I don't know.
And Elizabeth, I know that I remember when Chris McDonough, I'm bringing him up again, when Chris McDonough went there on Thanksgiving, that's a great live where he and his wife, they drive in and they show the entire drive into Moscow, Idaho. And so you see really how rural it is going into town, but they also do show the drive to King Road where the murders took place. And he points out through some of the intersections they go in, which intersections he saw cameras at. And I found it interesting that, you know, like the intersection where he would have turned left onto Taylor Avenue, which is the road that goes by the field where all the fraternity houses are on the right, and then the victim's house is kind of up the hill on the left, and then you kind of turn left onto King Road and loops around there. You know, there was at that intersection where he turned onto Taylor Avenue, there's a gas station, and there were cameras there. So it's you know, I'm wondering if that's where the original camera footage came from. But then again, I don't know if anyone else remembers early on in the case, from the light socket that was hanging down outside the house, there was a black webcam, and that was taken like a couple days after the murders. To me, that probably means that law enforcement has camera footage from right outside the front of the house, in my opinion. And I think that could definitely be how they knew the timestamps of when they got home, that she walked the dog after, and that maybe the car spotted on there. I also think that probably alludes to there being more credibility to the killer coming in and out of the back door, because I think if the killer were caught on the camera walking up to the front door, I think we'd know.
Yeah.
But, and I guess I should say that looks like a webcam. That if you look at some of the footage from the very first, like the day or two after the murders.
Sorry, just playing.
I don't know what else it would have been.
Yeah. Hey, CD dude. How you doing?
Oh, hey, CD.
Yeah. Hey, CD. Hey, CD. CD must not. I've probably never seen that one little clip where I was singing about him. Just listening. Yeah. Do you guys think? No. Do you guys think that this case will be solved soon for the Idaho? Like, I feel like it will. I feel like it will within the next month here.
I would think by the middle of next year, the latest.
You think that long, eh?
Yeah, I'd say 5 or 6 months.
Yeah. I'm way sooner than that, for sure.
I'm going to go with you, Sonny.
Yeah.
I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to hope.
Yeah.
If, in 5 years, if we're like, so this year...
Do you guys think that the murders have anything to do with any other deaths in 2022? My gut would say no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally feel like that this was myself theorizing here, not that it's truth, is Kaylee was the target. I feel like it was somebody that she rejected, that whether it was online or through school or something, probably online. I don't know. I feel like this was one of those things. You remember that singer? There was a singer on X Factor, I believe it was. Was it X Factor? No, it wasn't X Factor. But The Voice. I think her name was like.
Oh yeah.
Something Grimes.
Christina Grimes or no?
Christina Grimes. Yeah. I almost feel like it's something perhaps like that, where that unbeknownst to her, there was this person that was had this infatuation, and and yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it was against her, and there was somebody that, whatever, rejection.
Yeah.
I just feel like it was something like that, and obviously, and as for. Do you guys think it's one person or two?
I think one.
One. I think
I would agree. I don't think there's more than one person.
CD did point out that is a good point to make, is that the college kids are all going home for a month, so that could definitely put a little strain on follow-up interviews, and that's true. I think if it would stretch into mid January or February, I guess that wouldn't be super surprising, unless it's not related to unless it's not a college student. But
well, there was a lot of evidence to work through. Do you think that the white Elantra is going to be involved in this? Is that your? Yeah, I feel so too. I feel like at this point.
How so? I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel at this point that that the someone who owned that Elantra would have come forward and said, "Hey, look, that was me, and I wasn't anywhere or part of these." I feel it just seems rather, to me it just doesn't seem right that by now, someone hasn't stepped forward and saying, can't you all be like Richard Allen? I was there. I was literally on the bridge in those same clothes. Oh, you overlooking that again? Okay. All right. Oh, wait. Let's Richard Allen, didn't you? Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, that didn't turn out to be a white car, did it? In Delphi?
Yeah,
Remember when it was supposed to be a white car?
yeah, some sort of white vehicle. Yeah, I've heard that multiple times, to be honest. Deb, a student who may have driven to OD in the area of the crime, perhaps.
Yeah, that was the girl that was that I think potentially was a roommate of Kaylee's in the past, and she had taken her own life back in January of this year. I guess I'm supposed to say unalived. I apologize. I don't like that. I think I don't like that term, but
Which term? Sorry.
unalived.
Oh, unalived? That's a weird term.
Now, was she being bullied by her roommates or no?
No, I mean I don't. There's been I don't. I've not seen any anything to point in that direction, and I've not seen anything to point in the direction that these were those kind of girls either. Greg, you never know, Hunter, but I'm not gonna victim blame at all.
Definitely has a major part of the case.
Yeah, FBI did see that.
Right. And the whole Delphi thing, I mean, honestly, I'm going to be curious. I'm just so curious how the story is going to unfold. Like anyone, we just want to understand what the reasoning was that day. Was it? I don't know.
Yeah, and like Danger Dave said, I wonder if they're going to release the tox report. I mean, the coroner has said a lot in this case, but the coroner has said that she doesn't think the toxicology reports are going to be relevant whatsoever, and I would probably tend to agree.
Right. Because
I mean, clearly we know it, presumably all four, but at least two of the victims, had been out drinking.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not going to be a surprise that there's going to be alcohol in the system, but
I guess the only benefit from a toxicology report would be if they find something that was given to them, like.
Yeah. It's hard to drug 4 people.
Well, I know, but you bring over a bottle of wine and you drop stuff in there, and then there's different ways things happen. But yeah. I think that's the only thing that would come from that. It seems unlikely, but
yeah. Considering they came in at different times and
that's I was going to say I would tend to put a little bit more credence towards that possibility if they had spent their evening all together.
Yeah.
But the fact that they really came from from what we know, or what we assume, that they really came from 2 different evenings and just happened to get home around the same time. But
or if 2 winds up being the issue and they find that, then you could see they were the ones that were targeted and followed, and the other just happened to be there. So it was collateral, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Rose. Yeah, the girls were victims. Yeah.
Yeah, it was coming from her for bullying her. Wait, what? Oh, what are you guys talking about, Stefan?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's any there with anything about those roommates. I think those girls have been through probably hell, and their best friends are gone, and they went through a traumatic experience that even if they have no recollection of that night, they, one, are going to have survivor's guilt. They're 2, going to be traumatized from what being a part of this is doing, and now they're getting hunted down on social media and accused of basically killing their roommates. And that's horrible.
Yeah, I'm people, like I said, I mean, I've watched this happen over and over again with the cases. People go crazy. People that are supposed to be adults, it's almost like
it happened to my niece. It happened to my niece when her roommate was killed.
Yeah.
I mean, people, even if they didn't think that her friends killed her, but they basically accused my niece and her other friends of it being their fault because they let Samantha get into an Uber that night alone.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous. Some of these people that are just out there, it blows me away that people go to such levels of disgust, like the Joseph Morris of the world, or these people that feel like that they need to, stalk or go rampant on, people's victims, like, or people, like, I don't get it. I don't get the stupidity of adults.
Some people just need an answer, and they'll grab whatever they can throw the answer onto.
It's like, get a life.
It's just certain people's makeup.
Right. It's a sign that people lack critical thinking as well.
Yeah.
Like they have to attribute an answer to something, and the easiest, and if you only have 4 pieces of a puzzle, you're gonna go through each one of those 4 pieces of, trying to make it fit.
Yeah, I mean, it just, to me, that when people get so obsessed with cases and the craziness in them comes out, it's like I said, get yourself out of the house. Go find yourself a life beyond Facebook groups and beyond other, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, because there's so many people that literally invest their whole life into Facebook groups and these things, and it's like they don't have a life, and like I said, they're going to people's. It's so despicable to me.
Yeah,
it's just so despicable to me. I don't even think to go to somebody's Facebook group to somebody's Facebook and literally, start harassing these other 2 people that were victims that were lucky enough to survive that night. And then people want to put a twist and a spin like they had something to do with it, and then starts like, no wonder, like, and then you'll have those people, well, looks guilty that they took their Facebook down, really, or maybe they just didn't want to be harassed. Maybe they just didn't, like said,
exactly.
But I just don't get it. Like, I don't get people's mindsets that literally think to do stuff like that. It's like cuckoo clocks, like some of them, it just amazes me. You just, you try to think that the world is made up of mostly normal people and stuff like that. You try to think that way, but honestly, I have not seen that. I am actually disappointed by the world that I watch around me, and just to think that common sense, or just critical thinking, whatever, seems to be not as I don't know. Just and like I said, people like Joseph Morris, you pissed me off, dude. Like I said, I mean, I can't say your name enough off of my tongue because I'm so disgusted.
Yeah.
That somebody would literally use somebody's death to benefit themselves. You POS. You are, and yet still has 244K even though he's been dropping. Because some people are like, let it happen to your family. Let it happen to your family, and then see how much you'd be subscribed to someone like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know I can't remember what the actual drug name of GHB is. CD probably knows, only because he is in it. Only because he was a cop.
Right. CD. Go ahead, CD. Tell us. Page. Go ahead, CD. Tell us. I agree. Why is the corner talking so much? Yeah. Why is the corner talking so much?
And to allegedly to give graphic details to a minor. That was what bothered me so much, is that she talked to Kaylee's apparently 17-year-old sister on the phone and gave her graphic details of her sister's injuries.
Yeah. Like, do you want to hear? Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm sure she didn't realize she was talking to a minor, but she should have.
That's where common sense would have come in.
Right. Well, maybe and she's the court. I mean, potentially she's going to be, testifying in a trial, at some point. So, I mean, she's done how many interviews? My gosh.
Well, I was watching an interview there was Jennifer Coffindaffer. There was that lady that looks like a man. Who's that lady that looks like a man? What's her name?
Oh, another one?
She's a very husky. I don't know. I think she's at Idaho. She's in the corner? No, who is she? No, she's a criminologist person. Anyway, and she had blonde hair, whatever her name is, and they were talking about it, whatever. So, what do you guys think about Kaylee's father? Okay, so one of the things that they were talking about was the fact that Kaylee's father, for instance, that they probably didn't want it out there, Jennifer Coffindaffer said, about the fact that Kaylee and Madison were in the same room. That was probably information that they wanted to hold close to the vest, but instead say the father released that information or whatever. So what do you guys think of that? Because obviously, he's frustrated and he's saying things, but yet, to the investigation, it's probably not such a good idea, CD, because it's kind of one of those things is that they're, information. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Because obviously, right, the whole point is that only the killer would know that they were in the same room, but now the public knows. So it's not like they can have that as one of those things that they can go, okay, because if they would have kind of trapped the person and would have said, hey, so you went to this room first in this room, and try to trap them. But anyway, so what do you guys think of that?
CD, it's gamma hydrobox hydro.
Butrate. Yeah. It's a hydroxy booty.
And then Freckled Joy with the comment of the evening.
And over the phone, dang.
No, Freckled.
Oh. It sounds like more than a mouthful right there.
That's why I was laughing. I wasn't laughing at what we were talking about because it's not funny.
Now all I'm picturing is that one little Giphy that I watch where this little, looks like a little sperm race.
No.
And you wonder how some of these people were the strongest swimmers. Just saying. Okay? How are some of you people the strongest swimmers out there? Those ones that go to other people's Facebooks and, try to hunt people down and stuff like that.
I think Harvendorfer needs to keep her opinions to herself. She's the one that spoke up at RA's, hearing that day when they had the thing in Delphi, and all she wanted to talk about how it's Ron Logan, and she's creating an issue for his trial with no respect for her repercussions of her speech. I mean, by making those statements, she's creating reasonable doubt for the defense. And now she's got a problem with a family member mentioning something that just, she contradicts herself by making those statements. I think she just likes to be in the press.
I think it's a hair contest. I think it's honestly, Steph, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think it's about a hair contest.
I will say on this point, I actually agree. I mean, I agree with her assessment. They probably didn't want that information out there, which I didn't think I'd ever agree with her on anything. But I mean, I agree as well. So I think it's a hair contest. Did anyone else notice that the what's it called? The person, like the public, like the person that talks to the public from the police.
Right. What do you call that, Lewis? Come on now. The person there.
I've got medicine head tonight, so I'm having a hard time with words.
Okay,
I'm thinking I know the
public resource officer, something like public resource officer or spokesperson.
That could be used for that term works.
So I'm thinking the woman,
public relations officer. Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but it was the officer in the Kylie Rodney case with the long, really thick hair. So I think she set a precedent now that like the public resource officers all have to have this really long, beautiful hair.
Wait,
I know that sounds sexist, but the public resource officer or whatever that's giving the information out for Idaho now, again, gorgeous and like has this like long, thick hair. Well, there's Jennifer Kaufendopper.
Yeah, the other one below her.
I don't think Jennifer has. I think Jennifer needs to cut a couple inches off her hair. But
what about the one below her? Is that the one you're talking about? Or are you talking about the other one?
Oh no, I'm talking about the actual officer for Idaho or for the Moscow Police Department in Idaho now. She has like the long, really pretty hair, just like the Kylie. Remember the Kylie Rodney the woman who would give all the press conferences for Kylie Rodney?
Yeah. All I know is every time that one at the bottom speaks, I keep thinking it's
Don't be naughty, Sonny.
very masculine voice. All I keep looking at is their hair. To be honest with you, and I keep going
It's like
yeah. When you're watching the interview, all you constantly see is, yeah, I'm too busy looking at my hair in the camera. Am I looking good? Right. Yeah, okay. And then it's
I
like,
do like that brick wall. I do like that brick wall that I assume is her apartment.
yeah. And if anyone hasn't seen Surviving the Survivor, somebody mentioned it to me, said, "Hey, Sonny, go check out Surviving the Survivor or whatever." Good show, good little show. For whatever it is, like these people, whoever these people are, they actually get good guests and stuff like that because obviously, I don't know, there's a reason why obviously they get good guests or something like that. They're obviously known for something. Even though their channel's gotten like 9K viewers, but there's like they obviously have some sort of something out there. I don't know if they were on a TV show once or something. I don't know. But anyway, good little show to watch if you haven't watched it. Let's see here. Let me just play a couple seconds of this clip.
Which one is this?
Surviving the Survivor. It's with Jennifer, our BFF, Jennifer, and this lady, whoever her name is again. Oh, her name is Deb. Hey, Deb. Deb. This is another Deb.
That's where Deb's been.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Deb.
Incognito here. But anyways, yeah, let me just play it just for 1 second. And let's see here. Big screen.
I'll never forget my first call out was a woman that had been stabbed numerous times. And very interestingly, though, she was just screaming, telling us all who did it. So they weren't lethal stab wounds. But in regard to that question, I really appreciate that this person has thought of something that actually on Twitter, in the news, I haven't heard anybody mention it. And certainly it affects you, but in time you learn to compartmentalize, but you're never bothered. You're never not bothered by those scenes, and you can't forget anything. You can't erase it. So it's always there.
Criminal. Yes, indeed. They're trying to cover their tracks, so to speak, trying to disguise, what they know is going to be a pivotal issue as the car. But indeed, far and wide, these car, services that do the painting and do the detailing and such, they too need to be on high alert for anyone who would come for that type of service and report it immediately. But for me, the best part here, A to Z, will be letter Z, when we've got somebody in handcuffs, in custody, that our local, state, and federal law enforcement officers and agents know that this is the individual. That brings a lot of closure, a lot of solid, just almost like the exclamation mark on this case, particularly. Remember, we spoke on victimology last conversation, and the victims here too, secondary, would be, of course, the family members and the parents and the siblings, closest friends, tertiary, the rest of us, the society throughout the United States and beyond. We're just all with heavy hearts and grieving for what we know is beyond our wildest imagination and nightmare of a case, and those of us every day giving the analysis and commentary and discussion. And again, commendation, Joel, Carmela, Steve, for running this daily. This is important. We've got to be diligent, vigilant in bringing this to closure, and we'll do so. I feel strongly, I have no doubt that the dedication, devotion, commitment of our law enforcement experts will reveal who this person is.
Thank you. Murders. Let's remember the victims' names. Former TV news host, and she returned. And below her, experiences as an FBI special agent She specialized in gang, narcotics, and organized crime. She helped dismantle, of all things, the Medellin cartel on that southern border as she was working in Fort Worth, Texas, and other areas. She also helped in the disruption of the gang, which you've all heard of, known as the Crips. And below her, Debbie Goodman, that is Dr. Debbie Goodman of St. Thomas University here in South Florida, a criminologist, a published author, educator, and former TV news host. And she returns and is our great booking producer, Steve Cohen, who makes everything happen behind the scenes. As he always says, repeat customers are our best customers. So I already hope that Jennifer Coffendoffer will come back. A quick housekeeping note. It takes a tremendous amount of work to do this. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, you can go to Patreon and search for Survive.
Yeah, that's who that was. Okay, who voted wig? Okay, because the more I was looking at it, the more I was like, that's a wig. I'm pretty sure that's a darn wig. Okay,
but we don't know why. We don't know why she could be wearing it, so I don't want to speculate.
Yeah, no. Well, no. I mean, I have my sister-in-law has that. What's that stuff called? What's it called?
Alopecia.
Alopecia. Yes. And she has to literally, when she was 12 years old, she has to like
draw on her eyebrows.
Yeah, she lost all her hair and stuff like that.
It's sad enough to see a man lose, but I mean it's even more dramatic, I think, for a woman, just because. And I'm not saying that that's the case. Maybe she just wants to wear one, but
no,
I know women that I've seen experience that it can be very, very humiliating and.
Yeah. Well, I know that when my mom had cancer, she's passed now. When my mom had cancer, and I remember my mom, and for all we know, this lady possibly could, for all we know, but we don't know her story. And I remember my mom spent like $1,200 to get a wig, this wig done. She hated it. My mom was very. My mom, no matter how old she got, she was always very keen on her looks, in a sense, like it was her thing. But anyway, so she spent like $1,200 on this wig, and she hated it. They had, she got a little cut to it or whatever, and she literally just hated it. And so she ended up getting one for $100 and liked it a lot more and stuff like that. But I just remember she was sitting there going on about this $1,200 wig that she put out this money for, and just couldn't stand it. She was so mad she put out $1,200, because it's just one of those things is that, again, my mom was always used to, my mom, if anyone knew my mom from like even when I was a child, she always had wigs. Back in the days, that's when you really did have those beehive wigs and stuff like that. But my mom was always very much, and my grandma was the same way, about how they presented themselves. So even if they were dressed down, their hair and makeup was always done and stuff like that. So it was a hard on my mom's ego for sure when she was going through cancer and her hair was, falling out and, coming back and stuff like that. Either way, I still think it's a hair contest out there. Regardless, it just seems like when, like Jennifer Coffendoffer. But she needs
to. Did you get the picture? Oh no, I didn't send it. Of the recent the woman I was talking about. CD had sent a link. Here, I'll send it to you. This is the Moscow, Idaho public relations or public information officer. And again, it's like the new trend.
Did you send it to me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Lisa says she would like to see Lewis in a blonde wig. Can we make that happen, Lewis?
I'm sure I can find some way to do that.
Lewis, I mean, remember Steve from True Crime Web on Halloween? You can, hello. Let's see here. So let's open up that picture.
Yeah, and I don't have her name handy on top of, but I really like her. I mean, she's kind of in a tight spot because she's definitely having to regurgitate a lot of information and say, we're not going to talk about that a lot, but.
Okay, 1 second here. Stop. Okay, share screen, open window. This person.
Yeah.
And we don't know her name, you said?
I have it somewhere. I just don't have it handy.
Is she this? Is she the public spokesperson?
Yeah, or whatever the official term for that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's public information officer or public something like that.
Yeah. So, you know,
officer.
I don't even recall her, to be honest with you.
She's just come up. She's just kind of popped out in the last week or two.
Yeah. Yeah, wigs are coming back. You know, well, I mean, there's a lot of things that make their way back, don't they? Especially, it always makes me laugh when the young people think that they invented like bell-bottom jeans and stuff like that, as if they're the ones that made them cooler. But it just always makes me laugh when you watch things. What's Lewis sending me? Lewis, what are you sending me, dude?
Steph had a question for you. I figured it's easier to send it than to say it over the.
All right. And Michelle, thank you very much. Michelle's going to go bird watching now. Near the mangroves. Have a great day. Just don't go looking at fish. Richard Allen joke.
When someone says show screenshots, Lewis, not of the actual victim pictures, right?
Oh no, it's some post from Instagram, I believe, is what Steffa was referring to.
Oh, okay, absolutely, Steph.
Yeah, I think it's
you can drop her though. Can you do that, Louis? Or do you want me? I guess I should. I guess.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, I was having a stupid moment probably there.
Crime Sleuth, thank you very much. Crime Sleuth said, I just wanted to say I really enjoy listening to these lives. Y'all do a great job. It's a crime and shame. Thank you very much, Crime Sleuth.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Did you want me to send her the link?
I mean, no, I got it. Okay.
Okay.
On there.
I didn't realize what you said at first. That's why I didn't.
Wait, is Steffa coming on?
I know. That same person doesn't know how to turn on a live. That lady.
Steffa, have you taken your Ambien? Because I don't know if you need to come on if you've taken Ambien.
That's what happened yesterday.
I think she's having I miss you guys issues because
technically Steffa and I were supposed to be in Atlanta together this weekend having a cocktail right now because tomorrow night was supposed to be the Delphi event. So
true that.
I'm sad that I'm not in Atlanta with Steffa.
Hey, today's Friday. Yay.
You guys should have still gone to Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know,
leave it for Delphi.
I wanted to see it. I'm hoping I can use my credit for my plane ticket to hopefully go to Indianapolis, or wherever that hearing may be held.
Yeah.
If they don't change it.
Well, I mean, I assume Indianapolis is still going to be the easiest entry point if I'm coming from here.
Hey, Steffa. Hey, girl.
Hey, you're mean to me.
Oh,
I hear me. And no, I have not had my Ambien. No.
I'm just playing with you. You know, it's a joy to see you anytime.
It's a joy to see you too.
It's a joy to see your avatar. I'd rather see your beautiful blonde
I know
hair.
you don't want to see me right now, though. I haven't.
You're lying in bed like yesterday, aren't you? You're just lying
I'm
in
in
bed.
bed. Yes, it's way late here. Remember?
Yeah. And nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
This is how you turn on a live, and no, spend an hour. Just kidding.
No, I'll hurt. I don't want to interrupt y'all's thing.
No, we love you. We love you, and thank you for doing that. Just Ask Sunny last week with us. Yeah,
last Tuesday.
Yeah, thanks for doing that with us, Steffa. So
Thanks.
you want to share some pictures?
Yeah, I wanted to. Well, the little backstory is there are 4 people that passed. No, wait, 3 that have passed this year. And 2 were guys and 1 is a girl. And at first I said it was January that she passed, this girl. Her name is Hannah. And I was mistaken. She was the roommate of Maddie.
Maddie, yeah.
Yep. And she They were roommates in the dorms, and it is said that she was very bullied by Maddie and her friends. Now, I don't want to talk bad about Maddie or anything. This is just what's been said. And so there have been screenshots of what has been said on Maddie's Instagram on this girl, and she's not as glamorous as Maddie and her friends were. And let me get to. Oh, you have to share your screen with me, right? Or I can hit present, and then you can.
Yeah, you hit present, and then Sunny will add it to the stream.
Okay. And share.
Okay. So you're showing us the wrong thing.
Well, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, you can see your screen.
I just want to wait till you can see my screen, and I'll bring up the picture.
Okay.
So this is the girl. Is it okay for me to show her picture?
Yeah, show us all your pictures.
No, you don't see it. Come on. There. Okay, this was Hannah.
Okay.
And that is, they said this is, I guess they brought her picture, and there was a Hudson and a Joseph that were in the fraternities. They've been at a fraternity ball that, well, we won't get into that. Anyway, okay, so this is about Hannah. So it was on Maddie's Instagram, that on the first note that my corgis had posted, and it said, "You deserve everything that happened to you, especially after what you did to that poor girl. You elitists are all the same." I can't even say that part.
Oh.
You can read that. Okay.
That's horrific.
It's horrific.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
And then this was different. Somebody else says she deserved it. No, I can't read it out loud. I think it's inappropriate for me to say the words.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It is horrible. But then I guess people started contacting Hannah's father and saying, could this be connected? I don't think Hannah had taken her own life. And he replied, this was November 29th, and he said, "I am Hannah's father. I have read the autopsy report, including a toxicology report. I've spoken to the coroner and investigating officers. Hannah died from an overdose of over-the-counter sleep medication. There is no evidence of foul play. Please respect my family's privacy and Hannah's memory."
Good for him. That's sad that he had to get brought into it.
Yeah. So soon after,
Yeah.
So I thought it was very interesting. I thought, well, are there people out there blaming them for what happened to her and with the other two? Because the other two are suspicious as well. They didn't take their own lives, but it was very suspicious on the way that they had passed, and they had gone all to the same ball.
Was that when the deck collapsed?
No, this was one of them.
That was back in 2018. Sorry.
One died in like shallow water of like a creek area, and then one died of got disoriented after I think it was after the ball or party, one of the fraternity parties. But they had all gone to this fraternity ball, including what's his name? The guy from the oh my gosh, mind blank.
Ethan?
Ethan was there, yes, and they even had pictures. I didn't bring those. I didn't copy those, but because I thought we were just doing Hannah. But the guy from the truck, from the
you jackass.
Oh, the food truck?
Yes.
When I do talk text, I'm not saying jackass. I'm saying jackass.
Yes, jackass. Yeah, so they were there too. So I'll just send you guys the video, and y'all can watch it and then share with what you want to share. But Okay, well, I'll let you guys go. I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was an interesting take on it.
Yeah, I personally don't even know anything about that stuff myself. I didn't.
Yeah.
Like I haven't gone down all these rabbit holes of people and different things.
Oh, it's dangerous, honey.
I know. Yeah. But no, I mean, you know what, Stefan, like I said, I mean, well, you know what? We're actually at the 2-hour and 40-minute live. So,
right.
Okay, Frank's like, okay, I'm back.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah, Frank.
Oh, you want me to do a dance since it's the 2-hour and whatever mark? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, of course.
Turn my
Yeah.
camera on and start dancing for the crowd.
Exactly.
You know,
You can send all your tips to It's a Crime and Shame.
Right. I'll do that for Christmas money. You guys need some Christmas money.
Yeah. Some Christmas eggnog is what I need.
Eggnog, yeah. All right, y'all. Have a good night, and I'll be in chat.
Good night, Steph.
Thank you, Stefan. Good morning,
Thank you.
Valentine's. And or maybe she can just leech around. Oh no, she's gone. There you go. Oh, that's Stefan. Oh,
I love Stefan.
Stefan. I know. She's such. I love Stefan too. She's such a.
She makes me happy every time I talk to her.
I know. Yeah, you know how some people are like that. You know, they just make you happy. And I love talking with Callie too. She always is like.
Callie's sleepy.
Callie's like, yeah, get out of my brain. And same with Alexa too. She's like, oh, Alexa, if you're watching this, by the way, and you're hiding in the background and you're not speaking, I hope you feel better. I know that she's not, wasn't feeling too well. So I hope that you're feeling better. And same with Metal Mama Michelle. Hope everything's going okay there for you as well.
Is she back from her vacation?
Yeah, she is. Like I said, her messages are kind of like here and there messaging at the moment. So I get it too, though. People have like she has her father and stuff like that. That's not doing well, and people have their Christmas and everything like that. And we're gonna. Oh wait, so I mean, I haven't seen Mel or Chaotic Beauty in here. Come on, guys, what are you guys doing? What's Chaotic and Mel doing? Huh? You guys hiding out too? I haven't seen you guys in the live today. So because Chaotic's supposed to have her Christmas thing tomorrow, remember?
I know and I'm going to a Christmas party tomorrow night.
Oh, like an actual Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, did you forget about the live for her?
What?
Did you forget about her live for tomorrow?
About her what?
Did you forget about her live that she said she was doing for Christmas tomorrow? Pretty sure.
I thought I can't when I did her show last week. I know they talked about doing it early. If they were going to do a live, they were going to do it at the end of the night or the beginning of the night. So I can't remember what she decided, but
I don't know.
I of course voted for the end of the night, and I was like, and then Mel can give us a tour of Chaotic's house again.
Yeah.
Which Chaotic was like,
Yeah. Y'all make me happy too. Thank you. Frank, what makes you happy?
I think we know what makes Frank happy.
Yeah. You know what? I was going to say we're at the 2-hour and 42-minute mark. Well, let's go for another 18 minutes. Don't want to talk about crime stuff right now anymore. Is there anyone that wants to talk about crime? Go maybe watch another crime channel. What's going on right now? Let's talk about Christmas. Let's talk about Christmas. I want to talk about Christmas. Christmas makes me happy. Lights make me happy. Fireplaces make me happy. The scenery behind me makes me happy. What makes you guys happy? Huh? Besides Frank's stuff,
Seeing a lot of digits in my bank account makes me happy.
That would be a nice Christmas as well.
I just can't seem to get there anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really disappointed that Kelly hasn't gotten us our island by now. I was like so looking forward to that for Christmas present because she was expecting to win that big Powerball one.
No.
Yeah, I know, right? And I just feel a little bit let down. Like I feel like she could have tried harder. Did you not?
I passed a billboard today. I think it wasn't Powerball. It was Mega Millions. I think it was like almost $500 million. I was like, I could make myself comfortable off that.
Yeah. You know what I want to talk about besides money? Because money justice doesn't want to talk about money. Oh, that's odd, isn't it? Anyways, what I'd like to talk about is Christmas desserts. That's what I want to talk about. What's your one thing for a dessert that you guys love at Christmas time? Butter tarts. Okay, that's me. Butter tarts. My mom had the most amazing recipe for butter tarts, and I know that this should really be on a Just Gas Lewis and Sunny, but I'm telling you, guys, butter tarts, and the thing that makes butter tarts so great, I'm going to tell you the secret on Just Gas Sunny and Lewis. Yep. I'll tell you when we talk about it on Just Gas Sunny and Lewis. Butter tarts. So, okay. What about you? What about you, Adam and Lewis?
For me, it's not something I can really have anymore because no one's really ever made it since my grandmother passed. But it sounds gross, but it was delicious. It was like a lime jello ambrosia salad.
Oh, that is good.
And it's, like I said, it sounds very like 60s and like 50s or 60s, but she would make it every Christmas, and it would be the only time of year I'd ever have it. But it was delicious. Nothing about it was Christmassy except that it was green, and so I guess she would make it at Christmas.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, what would make a great Christmas? If you guys put a thumbs up to this live that you're watching right now.
That would be nice.
Charismatically clever. Peach cobbler, yes.
Hey, Grizz.
Now, see, my, and I can't eat it because of the gluten issue anymore, but tiramisu. I can eat as much of it as you put in front of me.
Oh. Sorry, you know what? I do have to interrupt here because I'm going to take back my butter tarts. Shut up, dog outside. I love you. I love animals. Don't get me wrong, but shut up, dog outside. When you're doing a live, just shut up, okay? Learn to control your manners, doggy. All right? All right. But, okay, I have to tell you, and Grizz is reminding me of this. If you guys have not done this, okay, you guys need to have this dessert, and it's called fried peaches and ice cream, okay?
What's it called?
It's fried peaches and ice cream, okay? It is the most, if you guys love peaches, okay, if you do, okay, if you don't, you better start liking them because this is one of the best freaking desserts. My dad, this was the specialty. When you wanted that treat of a dessert, okay, don't get me wrong, I love butter tarts, but peaches and ice cream. So what you do is you throw in your peaches into, of course, the pan, and then you throw in some Grand Marnier, okay? And then you light the sucker on fire just for effects, okay? Then you light it up on fire. Anyways.
Everything's better when you light it on fire.
Yeah.
Tiramisu.
It's an ice cream. You want to talk about you want more and more. Like you have to eat it fast, right? Because it starts melting. I mean, you put those peaches on it. But if there's anything that beat cheesecake, it's the peaches and ice cream. It was something that whenever we went over to my stepdad's place, it was like, please, peaches and ice cream. He knew it. Yeah. Oh, Steffa, really? Louis, do you have some Christmas crack?
Oh, Steffa, someone brought me Christmas crack. And oh my gosh, I ate like the entire tray. And I'm not even huge in like chocolate and sweets, but I ate the entire tray.
I am not thinking that type of Christmas crack. I don't even know what that type of Christmas crack is because all I'm thinking is of his plumber's butt right now.
No, the one I had, it's like got some kind of like real crispy, like crackery, like I don't know if it's I don't know what the bottom is. Some sort of like pie crust or something.
Graham cracker crust.
Yes, and then it had chocolate on it, and like some of it had peanuts, like shaved peanuts sprinkled on it. It was so good. I mean, you couldn't stop eating it.
Now, Sonny, what you were talking about sounds almost like peach Melba.
Sure.
That was like something I loved as a kid. It was hot peaches and a raspberry sauce over ice cream.
Okay, that sounds beautiful too. Oh, that sounds mouth-watering. Sounds better.
Yeah, you would cook them in the alcohol, and then you take them hot and flambe it, and then dump it on top of the ice cream in almost like a big whiskey glass. You know, the wider bowl type glasses with the stem on the bottom, and that's how they would serve it. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, that was a passion of mine when we went out to eat.
Yeah. Heather Marie, I like the Little Debbie's Christmas trees, so if they're anything like that, then they would be delicious. Maybe I do like snacks more than I think, because I'm liking everything.
I just want to know if we turned yellow saying Christmas crack.
No.
Oh yeah, Steffi, you're talking about, that's a different Christmas crack. I've had that as well.
Isn't that just so wonderful? Somebody comes in here. Do you guys like Christmas crack?
Well, the one Steph was talking about is it's Chex Mix. You put M&Ms and then you take powdered sugar, and you usually put it in like a big, like a gallon Ziploc bag or something, and you just shake the, you know what, out of it, and then it settles in perfectly, and you can just eat the whole thing.
Miracle Heart canned. I'm sorry, canned peaches. Okay, with the juice. Okay.
Well, what's fun with that, Adam, is when you change it with the different flavored Chex they have now.
Wow. You also are talking about putting like Splenda on French fries, so I don't know if I trust you.
Splenda on hot fries with no salt is like a funnel cake. It is.
I know you said that. I don't buy it yet.
I'm GG.
Well, next time you're out, pull into McDonald's and just
I'm not
order.
I'm not willing to ruin a perfectly good order of French fries. When I could just put salt all over them and eat them and be happy.
It tastes so different. It'll turn into your favorite dessert when you're on the road. You can just pull into the drive-thru, order the fries, and sprinkle the Splenda right on them and eat them piping hot.
Now I'll dip the French fry in the what's it called at Wendy's? What's that thing called? The
Frosty.
Yeah, I'll dip.
But that has to be
in the
Wendy's
Frosty.
fries. Wendy's fries work in a Frosty, not McDonald's fries.
Right, that's what I said. McDonald's fries, don't touch those. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. They're the best. I had them this morning.
Yeah, and you know what? And remember, who was it that brought it up on our channel? Because thank you. If you guys on the Just Ask Lewis and Sunny, someone brought this up because it was a good tip, right? If you want hot fries at McDonald's, you just tell them. First of all, you either say A, I want hot fries, or B, I don't want any salt on it, so that they make you have hot fries anyway. And honestly, chicken sauce, dipping McDonald's, okay? Dipping McDonald's in the chicken sauce. Oh, okay. Now, I'm sorry, guys, but get back onto Christmas desserts now.
Okay. I was like, this is not Christmas desserts, but I just watched a true crime documentary on Netflix last night. Yeah. And it was about this crime that someone did between like 1994 and 2004. And they did it to like 70 different fast food restaurants. What they did was they called in and pretended to be a police officer, and they got the manager at 70 different locations of different fast food places to perform strip searches of an employee.
Yeah.
I mean, the case was horrific. And I mean, on the documentary, they even showed the video of one of it. They blurred a lot of stuff out, but it was an 18-year-old girl that ended up performing an act on a middle-aged man because he got talked into this. I don't know how this person talked these people into it.
Yeah.
And got away with it. But anyone that is looking for a good thing, it's on Netflix. It's called Don't Pick Up the Phone, and it's 3 episodes. Really
that
good.
was a horrible case.
I put the Facebook link there. If you guys want to go, first of all, follow it because I said so. Follow it. And on there, like Crime Sleuthin', you guys go put some of your recipes up there. Like go put that recipe up there so that other people can see it and try it too. So go do that. Okay, Merry Christmas.
I'm going to try to put a couple of different ones up every week too.
Yeah. Ooh. There's nothing like trying things that people say that they love and you've never had them before. Like, for instance, Crime Sleuthin' here is talking about take a box of yellow or white cake mix in 1 can of Sprite. Well, I mean, that sounds good just right there. And blended in with peaches and oh my God, right? OMG. Like, first of all, you threw me off with throwing some Sprite into freaking cake mix. Never even heard of it.
I've heard of that.
Never heard of this. So that sounds simple enough. I'm going to have to try it. And yeah, I mean, take my diabetes pills or whatever, but whatever.
I was going to say, Sonny, your sugar might be.
Cola is another one. Just look up cola cake, and you take the box of cake mix and you pour a can of Coke in it, and same type of thing.
Well, have you ever had beer? Like, is it beer bread?
Yeah.
I think beer bread's delicious.
Ooh, beer bread sounds good. Anything that
It is good.
Now, when you guys make,
it's Irish or English.
Yeah. Well, they used to, but when you guys make ham for the holidays, I know Adam, you don't, but
my family does.
They make tofu hams too that are actually aren't too bad. But some people use different sodas in there too, either root beer, Coke, or whatever, or beer with their ham.
Ooh, my brown sugar on ham. My mom always puts brown sugar on ham, gives it that nice, flavor for it, and so I've actually done that. I can't say I've ever cooked a turkey, but I can say I've cooked a ham. Sugar on it. I know. This chick does not like to cook, okay? This chick is not a cook. My twin sister. Oh, and yeah, I mean, I wonder if my twin sister is not going to Vegas because she has her kidney stones.
Oh, is she not?
Well, I'm not sure. Because she has her flight all ready to go to Vegas with her one daughter, Haley, in it's in Calgary, and then her other two children, Shay and Jevin. And so if she doesn't go because she's in too much pain or whatever, because I think she might have to have surgery maybe on the Monday and it's scheduled for Wednesday to go. But if she doesn't, sis, I don't care kidney stone or not, you're making dinner. Just saying, making dinner. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, you guys got me all hungry and everything now.
I know, right? Cramp Susan said Aspen had to bring up a crime. Yeah, so I do that.
Yeah. It's a crime not to have bacon with all of your stuff, to be honest.
Cherry lemon sundrop cake. Wow, that sounds really sweet.
I've heard
do you have sundrop in Canada, or is that more of a southern thing?
I think it's more of a southern thing because you don't even see it up here too much.
It's a dessert, right?
Well, sundrop, it's a soda.
Yeah, it's like a soda drink.
It's like a lemon lime. It's like a lemon lime. I think it's like a lemon lime soda.
Don't know. I don't think so. Doesn't sound familiar, but I don't necessarily look down.
Is it kind of like Mountain Dew? I've had one. It's been a long time.
It tastes different. I'm not a fan of it. I tried it once a long time ago, and I remember not liking it. And it's like it seems like it's got too much sugar in it. It's like really overly sweet.
I don't drink soda. But I feel I've had a sundrop. It's just been a long time.
Yeah.
I used to drink Diet Coke like it was going out of style, and I quit during the C word cold turkey because I was drinking like 12 a day, which is not.
Have you ever tried those quenchers drinks from Walmart? I mean, from Meijer.
I don't know. We don't have Meijer,
it's a clear, sugar-free carbonated soda, but it tastes just like sodas. And other stores sell them too. It's just the one from Meijer is called a quencher, but like even Dollar Tree has them in 2-liter bottles.
I usually just drink my bubbly carbonated water, like Deb. Deb and I would drink our bubbly together.
I'm not a huge fan of the bubbly carbonated water stuff. No.
I know you're not.
No, I mean,
Adam, do you drink orange juice?
If it's got champagne in it.
I was just gonna say, try adding the sparkling water to the orange juice, half and half.
Yeah, that would be good.
It is very good. That's the only way I'll drink orange juice.
I love orange juice.
That would probably be good, Sonny. That would probably taste good now with your throat hurts. Orange juice would probably feel so good because it would probably tingle a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I get what you're saying. I mean, I typically go towards apple juice when a sore throat hurts. You know what's funny is that if you Google, so apple juice has a coating when you drink apple juice, and it actually helps the sore throat. But if you actually Google it, they'll say, "Don't have apple juice. It's one of the worst things to have." I'm sorry, doctors. Kiss my butt. Okay, I've had apple juice for all those years, and if there's something that usually helps my throat, not when it's an excessive sore throat, then you need the hot toddies, of course. But apple juice has always been that one that has that little bit of coating to it, versus the orange juice, which would actually more give it a burning feeling, whereas the apple juice gives it more of a coating feeling. So I'm all about the apple juice when I have a sore throat. But even though it's not been too helpful on this one, nothing's been seems to be too helpful. And you know what the problem is because I can't find my Benylin. Benylin.
Still can't find it. Well, it's probably because they're sold out everywhere. Because you guys probably have. I mean, that's an issue in some places in the U.S. too with over-the-counter medication, especially for kids right now.
Like this Robitussin. Sorry, Robitussin. Kiss my butt. You guys suck. Okay? You didn't do nothing for my throat whatsoever.
Crime Sleuthin says, that's what I'm thinking, you guys. It's 11:30. I can't go eat anything. It's too late. But now I've got to go find a snack. Curse you.
I already did that comment. Like,
You're welcome.
Teaspoon of honey. I had some honey today and some tea. I had some honey today and some tea. I did. When I woke up this morning, I was like, I'm having toast and tea. That's what I'm having.
A lot of times I'll use honey to sweeten my tea rather than put like Splenda or Sweet and Low in it.
I love honey.
Yeah, I do too.
I like honey just to eat like on toast and that, but it's not good for diabetic.
I got some hot from someone as a gift, and it was really good.
Yeah.
Honey's the only food that can't go bad. Did you know that?
No, I was wondering about that stuff too.
Yeah, honey's the only food that will not rot. It'll crystallize, but you can heat it up and turn it back into honey. But yeah, it's the only thing that will not go bad.
Does vinegar go bad?
Vinegar can turn, but it's not considered a food.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Well, it's great for hiccups, though. Okay, apple cider vinegar, people. Again, just
good for everything.
Yeah. Again, for
were we
anyone
talking about that on here? Or was that on your show? Was that on your show with?
Yeah, on the other. On Just Ask Lewis and.
Because I only caught the last 30 minutes of that, but I remember you guys talking about vinegar because I was like, oh, vinegar and everything.
Sorry, guys, I'm just having a sip of my medicine here.
Sure.
I even do malt vinegar on my like steak fries if I have it has to be the big thick steak fries.
Yeah, that's more of an East Coast thing too. I always loved using malt vinegar on the fries.
Yeah, and it's big in Ireland and England as well. Like I love, and then I'll even dip them in mayonnaise, which is very English.
Now, see, what I prefer is instead of the big steak fries, is the larger ones that are square cut.
Oh yeah, I've had those.
Yeah, because they come out with a crispier coating than the steak fries. They don't get that mushiness in the middle, and they hold up with the vinegar real well. But yeah, in Maryland, that was a common thing. You could be on the boardwalk and stuff too, and like in Ocean City, and they serve it in cups, like 32-ounce cups, and they dump the fries in the cup, and then you just pour the malted in it and give it to you. And they never got soggy on the bottom.
Yeah,
always amazing.
You guys, I'm just putting up the Just Ask Lewis and Sunny channel. Who wants to be the 100th subscriber? Come on. There's some of you people here haven't subscribed.
Deb hit 100 before y'all did.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to jump on to the Just Ask Us channel, I will answer any recipe questions for air fryers. If you put what you want a recipe on, I'll make sure I get your recipe through the air fryer.
Exactly, Diamond. Poutine.
Yeah, poutine.
I don't like gravy on them.
Poutine.
Poor Crime Sleuth. Oh man, I'm gonna be in here making steak fries later. I already know.
I think we should stop this live and go right to the Just Ask Sunny and Lewis and Adam channel here. And so I feel like we're having a little, because like I said, one of the tricks that if you guys do have hiccups was apple cider vinegar on there and stuff like that. And, poutine.
I used to be so good about apple cider vinegar every morning, and I've gotten out of the habit. I need to get back in it. Just a little. I would just do a little swig of it every morning.
Yeah,
a capful a day is what I do.
I would just do a little swig.
Speaking
can't much.
I'll tell you what. Let me see here. I'm gonna choose. I don't know. Eating me, Crime Sleuth, and buy me an air fryer. Come on, chop. Let's go. I want to hear about
it. In the air fryer, very good.
I don't have this air fryer thing. I've heard about it. I probably wanted one that I didn't know. Maybe it's because I don't like cooking too much. But
we'll have to go buy our own, Sonny, because I don't have one either.
Probably. I know. Sandy's probably not going to slide down no chimney.
That's funny, Crime Sleuthin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I use my ninja food. Can we go back? Crime Sleuthin, can we go back to talking about blood and murder, please?
But no. If you could just put on 10 pounds during this live, well, we'd appreciate that more. To be honest with you. McDonald's French fries.
What really comes out good in the air fryer, Adam, is cauliflower.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, you brush it, with some olive oil and some Parmesan cheese and some pepper strips.
And I'm gonna try your tofu trick as well with the everything seasoning.
Yeah, chips. You cut them up to look like those little cheese crackers.
Yeah.
And you just sprinkle them with the everything bagel seasoning, and then
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Crispy too. They're good.
As soon as I get an air fryer.
Yeah, as soon as I get an air fryer. Yes.
My recommendation is don't get one with a basket. Get one with a lid that opens up, or one with a tray that slides in and out. You can do more with it.
We're getting specific now.
Right. Yeah. Can you just buy us one, Lewis?
Can you just buy us one at Lewis? And then we could test them out. We could give our review.
Actually, air fryer people, we'll feel free to send us some. We'll rate them on our show, and then we'll give you a 10, even if they're not, just for the free air fryer, please.
Right.
And
if anyone from Ninja is watching, or
anybody else?
Yeah.
I'd also
that's the one we use is the bigger Ninja one.
Okay.
With the lid that looks up and down, but yeah, that's probably overkill for you.
I don't know. I would also be willing to test out an espresso machine if Espresso's watching and they wanted to send me one.
I'm willing to test out your bank machines. Just
you just tested out one of them and it didn't work.
Right. I literally toss a whole chicken in there, potatoes, carrots, and I might be more inclined to cook. You guys make me want to cook because honestly, food. I mean, I'm a basic food eater. I like chicken, I like my meat and potatoes. I'm a meat and potatoes type of person. I like my veggies and stuff like that. I like my applesauce and pork chops and applesauce and my base. I'm a basic person eater. But I have no desire to cook. But this air fryer thing, hence why my husband mostly cooks, to be honest with you. Poor thing.
I shared a picture of the chicken that I made in the air fryer the other day on both of the Facebook pages.
Yeah.
You could see how juicy it was with really crispy skin. It takes 5 minutes to prepare and 20 minutes to cook.
Did you pluck it first?
What's that? I didn't hear you.
He said, did you pluck it first?
No, the feathers are good for picking your teeth.
Yeah, right. But yeah. Because I have this one thing I bought, and I can't even remember what it's called. And I remember buying it going, oh, this thing's so great. And I swear to God, I can't remember what it is, but everyone has them on their, get rid of them on their freaking Facebook marketplace and stuff like that. And mine literally sits. I can't even remember what it's called now. But the air fryer thing, like I said, that, because it's basically like having the food, but without having to deep fry it, right?
Well, you're using no oil like a deep fryer, and you're not having to use your whole oven with all that either gas or electricity and heating up a huge oven, but it's concentrated and it uses air to blow the heating element into it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a super version of a convection oven.
Okay.
It takes up less room, and they put out almost no heat. So, like in the summertime, you could actually make a whole meal without having to warm up your whole kitchen, which I know some people it becomes an issue.
Yeah. Even our backdrop is making me hungry.
We've even gone over the 3 hour mark.
Oh yeah, I guess. You know what? I'm not gonna lie, though. My butt's getting sore sitting in this chair now. I keep having to rotate it. As much as I love talking about food, this was pathetic though. So a couple weeks ago, right, there was this job advertisement, and it was for Cobb's bread. Cobb's bread is like that luxury bread that they call it, and then they charge you an arm and a leg, but it's really good. And you can get whatever. So I think to myself, it's just over there, a couple minutes away. I'm going to apply for it because I like bread. So the 17-year-old kid basically interviews me. He's like, why did you apply for the job? And I was like, because I like bread. That was literally my answer, because I like bread. I mean, I'm like a bread lover, connoisseur type of thing in a sense. So I'm just like, dude, you want a straight up answer? That's exactly why. I can dance little freaking ringlets around those employees. Like, my experience is way beyond their stuff, but hey, I just like bread. You should hire me just because I like bread. He didn't hire me because obviously, I don't know why. Whatever the reason, maybe it's because I just said I just like bread.
He was like, she's going to eat the bread. She's going to eat all the bread.
They're going to pay you in bread. At the end of every week, you'll get a big bag of bread.
Hey, dude, I'm way overqualified for this job, but I just like bread. Trust me, I'm your best salesperson ever. Anyone ever wants Sunny for sales? Sunny is your best salesperson when it comes to. I'm not into like car sales and stuff like that, but when I believe in something, oh, don't let me. I won't shut up. I can sell you anything pretty much, because I'm really good at going. Oh my God, you got to try this. You guys definitely have to try this. If someone's going to be, should I? I am your best add-on salesperson, just so you know. So, dude, you're lost. You should have hired me. I wanted free bread. Darn it, I don't get any now, but whatever. Okay.
Can you make microwave meals in an air fryer?
Can you make microwave meals?
In an air fryer.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Put in the box and then just go, here, let me just turn you on in the air fryer.
No, you just transfer the stuff into something different and put it in the air fryer. Well, let me correct that. It depends on the air fryer. If it's got different settings like the one I have and it doesn't use a basket, you can actually put stuff right in it. Use broiler.
I've seen where people like bake a cake in one.
What's that?
I've seen where people like bake a cake in an air fryer.
You can do so much. I mean, I've done ribs in an air fryer where I wrapped them in foil and smoked them first. And then threw them in there, and they came out tender as could be, and no mess to clean up. I just took the foil out of the inner basket, tossed it.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if air fryer does not give us an air fryer for all this talk about air fryer tonight, we're just gonna have to send them a clip of this show and be like, give us our air fryer.
We should. Liz is probably already on their payroll.
Yeah.
It should be.
But
I'll be honest with you. What were you gonna say, Adam?
I would say if I were to get one and it doesn't change my life, I'm gonna be disappointed at this point.
I know
it will change your life.
I feel like you just built us up just to make us fall.
I'll tell you why I use an air fryer. It was the first thing I found that you could take a cauliflower crust pizza, the fresh ones, not the frozen cardboard ones, but the fresh ones like from Aldi, and actually make the bottom come out crispy without burning the top.
You said that to me.
Yeah. That was why I started using it to begin with, and then I realized what else it could do. And like that, I eat a lot of chicken. I buy the quarter chicken; it's inexpensive. Yeah. I separate the legs and the thighs. I clean it. I season it for a few hours.
Yeah.
You throw 6 pieces in. You set the thing for 26 minutes. You flip it once. Second time it opens, it's done. I mean, no work, easy cleanup.
Yeah.
And no grease because the tray it's sitting in is all slotted on the bottom. Like the picture I put up of the chicken, if you look at the top of the skin, you can see the slot marks that left like grill marks like you did on a grill. And all the grease drains out to the bottom, which is actually pretty minimal, but it doesn't sit in grease. It's never soggy. It's crispy as can be, and it's juicy inside.
I'm in shock right now that Chris says he doesn't even have a microwave. Okay, there's two things in this world that made it different. There was cell phones and microwaves. Okay, hands down, microwaves. Okay, when you don't have to sit there and turn on a pot and you could just throw it in a microwave. Are you kidding me? Those are the best things since sliced bread. Microwave. Open up the door. There you go. Make some popcorn. Put some eggs in there if you want. Do whatever. You know what? Enjoy. Sometimes.
Anti-microwave.
Are you? I think microwave popcorn is going to be my dinner after we're done.
Actually, I have a bag still. Actually, I got. You know what? Only because I've had my mouth has been sore because of the flu, and I had like a little canker on my tongue and whatever. So it was making it hard to swallow. So I've been literally a little pissed off, just so you know, because I got all these chips. Shut up, Lewis. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about my diabetes. I got all these chips. I have some bags of popcorn, bags of popcorn from the dollar store, okay? That actually tastes really good. And I haven't been able to eat them because of how much it hurts when you have to swallow and stuff. So now it's getting better. So I'm like,
I ate my last bag of ketchup chips.
Did you?
I did.
Ketchup chips is good.
And now I've got to figure out which brand to buy on Amazon, because they have them on there.
Yeah.
But I'm just not sure which brand to buy.
Oh, Old Dutch is always the best.
Okay.
But Old Dutch or Lay's, yeah.
Lay's looks like it was like the cheapest for like what you get.
Yeah,
but
you know what? To be honest with you, you don't see Old Dutch as much out there anymore.
They're on Amazon.
Husband, are you sneaking into the bedroom?
Yeah, cold.
What you doing? Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
There you go. And he just needed his cord. Yeah.
And of course, we're talking about ketchup chips.
Yeah, and that's what he here to do is ketchup. Actually, he doesn't like. My husband doesn't really like chips. My husband loves his chocolate. He's a chocolate dude. He's an expensive chocolate dude, like really expensive chocolate dude. My husband's just expensive, to be honest with you.
Well, you said you had incredible chocolate when you were in England, so
It is. It's so much better than this Canadian stuff, like that we get. We get this waxy crap once you have like the English and
Belgium,
like the chocolate from France and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you really do taste the wax that of our chocolate over here. Yeah. Hello, husband. Too late, Elizabeth. He's gone now. Yeah. He'll be on a Just Gas Gus channel one time soon. I'll make him come on one, just because I'll force him to. We'll have what? True Crime Grizz on. We'll have Moon Miss Dog Lover. Have all you freaking Aussies and Brits, and you guys can take over the channel, and I'll just sit there and drool because I love a good accent. Absolutely. And let's see, air fryer. I don't even think you know how to spell air fryer, Miracle Hearts. That's like a movie fryer. Like, good try though. Good try. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Lewis. Go ahead, say something. I just need to.
Oh, I thought you were looking at a question to read. I was waiting to hear what you were going to say.
No, not at all. Just enjoying my moments with everybody and going.
Steph was asking about baked potatoes. That's my one microwave cheat. I like to do the baked potatoes first in the microwave, so they get soft. Then I poke them open and I put all the stuff in them and I stick them in the air fryer.
Oh,
360 for 5 minutes and they're perfect.
Yeah.
See, I like a baked potato in the oven. Like I like that you put actual oven, so it gets all crispy.
That's the cheat with an air fryer. Use the microwave to get it done inside, and then you put it in the air fryer for a few minutes, and it comes out better than the oven.
1 second interruption. Hey, Sandra, we're at the 3-hour mark. If you want to go back to the start, and you're going to have to probably skip ahead to some topics because this has kind of been a mishmash of a live tonight. So if you actually want to go to the start of the video to where we actually were talking about stuff, you can go do that, because right now we're at the end of our live and we're talking about Christmas stuff. And so so if you're looking for the other stuff, go back and start watching the live from the start. Anyway, so if that's why you came in here, then definitely go back to watch the start of that.
I mean, we could always talk about Delphi rumors. Like, I thought Rick Allen went to get the fish for his air fryer. Isn't that why he was at the bridge that day?
He was just watching the fish from 70 feet in the air.
Yeah, you're welcome, Sandra. Because we're basically just talking about Christmas stuff now. Yeah, and it's been about Idaho. Again, it's been a mishmash, Sandra. I'm not gonna lie.
Delphi Primetime says, "Why don't you just start over, Sonny?"
Yeah, we just start over. Yeah,
we will on Sunday.
This is not a new live, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Did we hit live? Or Steffa? Did we hit live? No, it's been on for 3 hours.
You know, right? Like I said, I mean, for me, I don't really care. Sometimes you just like to have lives where you just chill out with the viewers and you talk about certain things. And, again, right, it's either people come or people go. Nobody's ever forcing anyone to twist their arms, stay, or anything like that. It's kind of one of those channels that either, you enjoy it for what it is, or you move along and go to watch, some of the other channels that are talking about or watch some videos and stuff like that. But I like the fact that sometimes we just take good old breaks at certain points of the live and or whatever, and just talk about whatever. And, I don't follow a cookie cutter type anything, to be honest. There's nothing cookie cutter about what I do. It's just
Right.
the show rolls along how it rolls along. And it's really nice to talk with people instead of always about Delphi, about other things as well. Hope you sat on Santa. Have you sat on Santa's lap yet? Or if my husband is Santa, then yes, I have. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's such an appropriate on my meme channel. You haven't checked that out. You probably should go to not the meme channel, but the meme Facebook or whatever. So yeah, if Santa is my husband, absolutely yes, I have. Thank you so much.
Austin said, in college, I survived by eating peanut butter and bologna sandwiches. Should have bought an air fryer. I don't think they had air fryers when I was in college.
They didn't. Good name, Austin. Considering my last name is Sonny Austin. Yeah.
We've got Aspen and then Austin.
Austin Aspen. Yeah, and then what do you got over there?
Any Brooklyns?
Yeah. It can, right? Yeah. Sometimes, that's why actually I have the relaxation channel as well. And now that we have the Just Ask Us channel, because again, it's very weighing sometimes. And honestly, like anyone knows this channel and knows me, and I'm gonna cross this channel. Get your butt back here right now. No, but if anyone, it's just that it is very weighing. Like the amount of hours that I put into the work of the murdered and the missing is astronomical in a sense, right. Really. And so, so people can be judgy and they can do whatever they want and stuff like that. But it is nice to have downtime where you're not always talking about it, because I need those things. Like I'm more of the glass is half full than half empty. And when you're talking about the missing and the murdered, it's a very heavy and draining type of atmosphere, because you're talking about, lives that have, bad things that have happened to people or little children and stuff like that. So I like things like the relaxation or just having conversations like this where we just talk about Christmas stuff or whatever, different things. Yeah. It's like,
it is nice to take a break.
Yeah. Like I said, I like the fact of a channel that has a variety to it, and it's not a cookie cutter type of thing. I mean, again, if I want to go watch a video, I'll go watch a video on Delphi. Right. Typically, that's not my first thought. I'd probably rather watch a Christmas video right now than anything,
right?
Because there's not much going on with Delphi. I mean, we can look at
I'm just here and play with my soccer ball.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm playing with this ramen. Good night, crime sleuthin'. Oh, what's wrong? She says good night, but really she's gonna go tackle her fridge on there. Yeah. Well,
I do love it. There's this one brand of vegan ramen that I love, and it's been sold out for like the last 2 weeks, and I'm like, it's driving me crazy because it's like this vegan ramen that I like. It's not cheap. It's like $4 a piece, so it's not even like cheap ramen, but I love it. And it's been sold out. And I'm like, hurry up and get it back in stock.
Right. I keep forgetting to tell my husband and buy me eggnog. He was just at the store today too. And I'm going to have to remind him. I don't know why I keep forgetting. I just need some eggnog in my life. It's good.
Adam, there's a brand that starts with the word Thai that like almost all supermarkets have. And that was one of the first gluten-free things that I could have before gluten-free was gluten-free. But it's also vegetarian. It's not vegan, but it's vegetarian.
Yeah, I've had that. Good.
Yeah, I love their stuff. The rice noodles are great.
Yeah, there's just this one specific brand. I think it's called Mike's Gourmet Ramen, and it's the it's vegetarian or vegan. I can't remember at this point. Vegetable ramen or something like that, but
okay.
I can see it. I can picture it. It's in a green package.
It's weird how there's certain products that just disappear for weeks on end, and it's got to be supply and demand issues that they can't keep up with it. But
yeah, they have the beef one and the chicken one, but they don't have the vegan one. I'm like,
yeah.
The nerve.
Almond milk eggnog. I've never had that.
Almond
That's
milk.
interesting.
Mazda. Do
Do they have oat milk eggnog yet?
Now, hey, you guys, don't forget on this particular Streamlabs infomercial, you're welcome. The WLO link, which I call the bio link, that link will take you to, if you want to follow on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it will take you to the whatever coffee app. It will take you to the meme, Good Humor Only. It will take you to Adam's YouTube channel. It will take you to our Just Gas Sunny and Lewis channel. I think Facebook's on there too. Can't remember. I think so. Anyways, that's what that link is all about. It's one link that kind of houses all the different links. So if you want to become a member, oh, my bad. There was somebody that became a member at the start of this.
At the very beginning, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was like Twinkie Dinky or something.
I don't know if it'll go back that far now, but
I don't know if it'll go back that far either. But you know, I guess I could easily look on the channel page there.
Actually, I think it's gonna let me go that far back.
What?
Wow. Yeah, I'm almost there.
Okay. Try. Who's gonna win? I mean, I could probably get there faster.
I'm sure you could.
Okay.
I'm literally scrolling.
Twintastic boys, thank you for becoming a member of.
I was right there. Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of beat you there, Adam. You slow.
You totally beat me.
Yeah.
But I put it on the screen, so thank you, Twintastic boys.
Oh, you put. Oh, well, that's so much better. Adam's such a better person than I am for doing that. I have an off the wall question. Well, we don't have any off the wall answers, so no, passing, going, moving on.
I think that brand is called Mike's Vegan Ramen or something like that. But I'll look it up when I'll send it to you in Messenger if I can find it.
Yeah.
Mike's Mighty Good.
Yeah, Mike's Mighty Good. That's what it's called.
What is it?
I guess Lewis looked it up. It's just a vegan or vegetarian ramen.
Yeah. Up by us, it shows that Meyer stocks and sells it, but you said there's no Meyer near you?
Yeah, we don't have Meyer.
Do they have the other store's called Fred Meyer?
Oh, I've heard of Fred Meyer.
I've heard of Fred Meyer. We just don't have them. Our grocery store brands here are Harris Teeter, Publix, Food, and then Costco, Walmart, those kind of places. Food Lion.
Adam, Charlotte Dean says, Adam, I'm sorry you have to deal with stupid people. You have a heart of gold. You know what? He has to deal with me all the time, Charlotte.
No, I think she was meant the people from.
I know.
That one person Pudgy, JK or whatever his name is.
Oh. Yeah.
Target stocks it, Adam.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Adam.
At least it shows that Target up here stocks it because it's in stock. But yeah.
Hello?
You might get lucky.
Hello?
Yeah, I'll check it out. Hello, Steffa.
Hello?
Now that sounds delicious. Korean Samyang cheese ramen.
That sounds good. Samyang.
I'm gonna break stuff in my condo.
Yeah. Steffa, I feel like your comment, your question will be inappropriate for this live. I feel like,
I didn't see her question.
Me neither, because she doesn't have one yet. She's trying to ask one. She's like, I have an off-the-wall question. And we don't have off-the-wall answers. So.
Christina said that is like spinning for my birth year. Scrolling all the way back. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I know. Don't you like that when you have to put in your birth year and it's like, brrr, brrr. 1969, people. 1969.
Oh, Elizabeth has an important question. Lewis, can I use eggnog in the air fryer?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I guess you could.
Yeah, and if your air fryer breaks down, it's a you problem and not an us problem.
I mean,
you could make French toast with it.
If it was a serious question, you probably could, because I could probably come up with some sort of cake that used eggnog for part of it, and you could bake that in an air fryer.
Or French toast. You could probably put it on French toast.
Exactly. That would be another option. If you soak bread in it and use it to make French toast, eggnog French toast would be good.
Oh, here's a serious
one piece.
Guys, there's a serious question here. I have a question for those in the USA. I don't know why you didn't say Canada, too. What brand of root beer does McDonald's serve? They stopped Oh, YouTube. Watch StreamYard and live in 30
Well,
minutes. I montage live jeans.
McDonald's in the United States sells Coke products, so it would be whatever root beer brand Coca-Cola makes, which I don't believe is A&W.
No, it's not A&W.
So I'm not honestly sure. I don't drink a ton of root beer.
I'm
And
gonna
if I
think
do, it would be like a beer float probably.
Yeah. Yeah. That sucks to be you on there, to be honest with you. Yes, I can never find it. Yeah. My husband, okay, I'm amazed that you're even saying that, see-throughs, because my husband got his brother too, and it's Barks. No, it's Barks. Diamond.
Yeah, it would be Barks in the United States.
Barks?
Yeah, Barks brand would be because they use Coke products. That would be a Barks brand root beer.
Well, it's BAR GX or GX.
No, BARQ.
Yeah, BARQ.
Yeah.
But that person put Diamond put barks like a dog, like
I think that's what they meant. I think it's BARQ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, because you have me going like, what? Did you guys?
Yeah,
just
that is the brand they sell. They sell there, I think.
Yeah. But my thing is this: my husband, okay, like so being from the UK, he cannot stand root beer. I'm like, dude, how can you not like root beer? It is so good, root beer floats and whatever. He says it tastes like perfume. He says it's like drinking perfume.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he said. He thinks it's like taking perfume. And so when his brother came over and he's like, don't drink it. It tastes like perfume. And so he instantly planted that seed. I was like, just shut up, husband. Just let your brother decide what he likes and what he doesn't like. You know?
Well, now Sandra says think root beer is unavailable at McDonald's, so let's just check this out.
Oh, why is Randy trying to revive Curly J's channel? I thought she meant review.
That was someone sent me that. I thought that was interesting as well, to be honest.
Why would somebody try to?
He held a live trying to get people to go subscribe to him. And he did. Yeah, I'm hoping maybe Randy was aware of some of the stuff that he's done and says and still is doing and saying, but I don't know.
Randy, you are too good of a person to be even fraternizing with the likes of someone like that. POS. Yeah. To be honest with you,
he just called Babylonian Cowboy the same thing he called CD and I when he got his channel taken down. He says he turned private.
Remind me on that, because I thought Babylonian Cowboy was a different person, but is that a second channel of his?
Babylonian Cowboy is a different person, but he called Babylonian Cowboy the F word, like typed it out on the video.
But he's been using his channel as if that's his channel or something.
No, Babylonian Cowboy he's been posting clips of Curly Jake.
Oh.
Or Pudgy, whatever his name is.
Yeah. We all know that. Well, so that's why the CJK that's in our chat, that's why it's like why this person has the same exact initials.
Yeah, but I think it's a different person.
Yeah. It's just so weird. Well, I know, but you always got that eye up going.
Right. But I don't want to give that person any more screen time. They don't deserve it.
No.
I think they have 20 subscribers, so good for them.
Yeah. Randy, no, Randy. You don't want to be in that same level of those people over there. You're too good of a person, dude, to associate yourself with ones like that. So, Stefan, did we answer your question?
Now, Sonny, I will say to your husband, different root beers taste differently.
Yes, they do.
A higher quality root beer in a brown glass bottle will take completely different.
But there's just something he's not going to like it either way now.
Yeah.
He's got his mindset. My husband's very picky. He's very picky when it comes to his food. He refuses to have. He's such a British little, I call him a little British bee because he's such a posh little thing with his food. And they can't just have wieners and hot dogs. They have to be sausages that cost $7 for 4 of them or 5. Oh, this was, what? This made me laugh yesterday because. So he tells me that we're having hot dogs for dinner, right? And right? So he says to me, how many hot dogs do you want? And I was like, I wasn't really over feeling hungry, but I said, okay, I'll have one hot dog or whatever. And then all of a sudden I could just taste like the relish and the mustard and the onions. And I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll have two. Right. And so husband comes back in and he goes, honey, there's only 5 hot dogs in this package, which they're not just regular hot dogs. They're the kind that have cheese or whatever in them. He's going, so there's me and there's Ryan. Yes, honey, I'll just have one hot dog. Okay. I'll have, you guys have 2. I will have 1. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Because it's kind of like, well, I know how my husband's thinking. Well, if I want 2 hot dogs, Ryan's a guy and he's probably going to want 2 hot dogs. So that leaves 1 hot dog left, honey, that you can have. Doesn't matter that we, buy the groceries. Sorry, me being me, just here. I'll just take the 1 hot dog. And you know what? To be honest with you, I'm glad I only had the 1 hot dog. Because when I was eating that hot dog that he calls a hot dog, you know when you sit there and you do it and you're like, ooh, and you're like, get off their skin. Like, what the heck is, it's like an elastic band and you're like moving it away from your mouth, trying to freaking break off the skin. I'm like, since when does a hot dog take effort to try to rip through that skin layer or whatever? It was like literally. So I was like, oh, and so at the halfway point of this hot dog, I literally took the hot dog out and just ate the bun with all the onions and that was the best part, to be honest with you.
So this article that I'm reading says that U.S. McDonald's stopped serving root beer in 2018. But the thing I find interesting is that it also says they stopped serving it in the UK in 1993. So how long have you been trying to order this root beer at McDonald's?
Right. No wonder you can't find it. How long has it been?
Maybe they just ran out finally.
Yeah, well, I know. Like, who puts 5 hot dogs in a package? Seriously, everything should be done in 2s, 4s, 6, 8s, right? You're gonna need to have even numbers. None of this. Here's 5 hot dogs. There's 6.
Well, yeah, like a bag of hot dog buns would have like eight hot dog buns in it, right?
You never see hot dog buns usually have 5 hot. There's always like.
That reminds me. That's like the movie Father of the Bride when he freaks out in the grocery store and he's like, there are 7 hot dogs but 8 hot dog buns or 9 hot dogs and 8 hot dog buns. I can't remember it. And he ends up in jail because he starts eating the hot dog bun.
Just so you know, Adam, they did bring root beer back a while ago.
Oh, they did?
Oh, they did?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a short-lived off-the-menu thing. High C, the orange High C was removed and never went back on. But
ooh, I remember High C.
Yeah.
I just thought that it was quite funny how I went to go buy cheese, crackers, and sweet pickles, and thinking it was just a very basic thing to go buy. And out in the UK, when we were having New Year's there, that a few Christmases back, that it was like the hardest stuff to find. It was just amazing to me how hard it was to find just good old blocks of cheese and with Ritz crackers and sweet pickles. You could see pickles galore. There was shelf of pickles everywhere.
Oh, they like dill pickles. They like dill pickles there.
Yeah. Could you find a simple sweet pickle in all of these pickles that they had? No. I was like, what the heck is wrong with you people? Like, you can't even get sweet pickles.
I like dill pickles. I'm not big on like the bread and butter pickles or sweet pickles.
Oh, see, I like dill pickles for dill pickles because remember we had that discussion. I hate dill pickle chips, but I like dill pickles. But it was like, but sweet pickles, they're just such a normal thing here that so I understand how my husband felt. Like, it gave me a taste of how my husband felt coming over here and then going, oh, your tomato soup tastes different than our tomato soup. Ours is more creamier and this and that. Yeah. And so my husband, I'll find him, he likes to get the British, sometimes like that, a little bit of British food and stuff like that, because those are his taste buds that he's normally used to. And so here I go over there and I'm like, this stuff doesn't taste like, and it's, again, when you grow up having a certain texture or brands and different things, and then you find it so hard to find them, and then you're like, oh, so I understand now when I went there, the adjustment to the chocolate and to the different foods and stuff like that. And so, yeah, and England is very cultural. A lot of my husband loves his tiki masala, and he loves his Indian food. Yeah, my husband, yeah, they really love their Indian food because, like I said, around there, like one of his best places to go to whenever he had a cold, he said, was this Indian place, and he would eat it, and it would
Best
just
Indian food in the
clear
world.
up his sinuses. Yeah. And so, yeah. And, so out here, when they're out here, they're very judgy, on the food because I get it. Right. I mean, just like the quality of their clothes, I'm sorry, but the quality of their clothes is far superior than the quality of the US material and the Canadian material, to be honest with you.
That's because we're not making it over here.
Yeah. Well, the quality of the UK material, it's like for females, they will love it because it's like having cashmere. It's like having a very soft cashmere, soft fabric in their clothes, whatever it is that they use in their fabric. It has a very, not to say that there's not all from the UK, but I mean, whatever clothes that they sell there, it's just got a very soft feeling about it. Like to me, the Canadians and the Americans, because when I buy stuff, it always comes from Amazon, so it's always coming from the USA. Not to say that it's always made in the USA, but
it's probably made in Bangladesh or China.
Right, exactly. But the UK clothes, oh my, I fell in love with that. Like seriously, if I would go back there, it would literally be back so I could literally go buy some clothes.
I love clothes. The shoes. I love shoes from the UK.
Yeah.
Like English shoes are my favorite.
My husband's
dress shoes, if you're buying dress shoes.
Yeah. And Adidas. Like I said, you don't say Adidas in the UK, you say Adidas. But Adidas is like huge in the UK still. And to me, Adidas went out a long time ago, to be honest with you. And then it kind of revived itself. Adidas was one of those lines like Nike and stuff like that, but Adidas was more considered, like all these other brands came along, like Puma and all these ones, and Adidas was kind of one of those ones. But in the UK, it's like the most popular clothing.
Right. It's gotten really popular in the US again too. I think one of the reasons was because of the Yeezys.
I still laugh.
Which is a big shoe brand, but
I still laugh at the Champion line. The Champion line was like a Zeller's brand. Okay, it was like literally a Zeller's brand that they rebranded it, and now it's like up there with the whole Reebok and like I said, Puma stuff and Calvin Klein stuff or whatever you want to call it, Hugo Boss, all these different ones. They rebranded, and I laughed every time I see Champions. I'm like, you guys were literally a Zeller's brand. And again, just rebranded it, and now it became a popular, now you'll see it all the time. Even on our merch site, they have the Champion
brand. Yeah, some of the hoodies and they're good.
Yeah, and absolutely. Okay, let's just see. I think it's time to bring this live to.
I know. I was going to say my denim is starting to like squeeze in. I'm like, oh, I'm going to put my pajama pants on and go eat.
Yeah, what? Honestly, that's really the reason why I want to go, because I'm hungry now from all this talk about food. And so don't forget, if you haven't, on Tuesday is the Just Ask Sunny and Lewis channel, and Alexa should be on Tuesday on that one. And again, we'll talk about some crafts and some Christmas stuff and whatever. And feel free, I'm just going to drop the Facebook for that one. So if you guys have any recipes, feel free to go follow over there. And Lewis and is going to pop some recipes on there. Yeah, and whoever wants to go. Put some stuff out there, and then check out the link again for let me just do that, the bio. I'll do the bio link. So if anyone does want to follow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, you guys can follow that link and go check out the merch site if you want. And I don't know, just go do whatever. Thanks. I have 2 grams of sugar yogurt. But anyways, yeah. So thanks very much, you guys, for your time, and thank you for just having a relaxed night with us and stuff like that. And we'll
if you're not subscribed to my channel, go subscribe to my channel as well, because I'm going to post a few more shorts and things like that on there.
Yeah. Yeah. So if anyone watches this, let me just quickly find that as well. There you are. Let me just find you here. Okay. Let's see. You have 656 subscribers. Okay. If you're not subscribed, if anyone can go subscribe to Adam's channel as well. Deb must not be here anymore. I haven't seen her drop her link.
She's still here, I think.
On there.
She just commented something a little bit ago about the buttons.
Yeah.
Good night, Moon Crystal.
Yeah. So anyone that sees this live after the fact and whatever, just go check it out, and we will see you on Sunday. Sunday. So you guys take care. God bless. Thank you for joining us. And see you, Belinda. See you,
Good night, Belinda.
Yeah, bye, Diamond Eyes, Moon Crystal, Sandra, etc., etc. See you through. Bye, Streamlabs. Have a good night. Bye, Moon Crystal.
Good night, everybody.